Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, you made it. It's Wednesday, October the 13th, 7 o'clock in the blessed AM, and this is R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J.
Yes, sir.
I'm Rob Thompson. Karl Schoenig driving the bus all the way to 10 o'clock.
Good morning.
Wednesdays is that transition kind of day.
Yeah.
Time to start looking forward.
Yep. Big week of football.
Aggies put that win to bed. You got Missouri on the docket. Texas, Oklahoma State coming to town. It ain't getting much easier.
Right. I wonder if the Aggies womp, 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 womp. You know, after those type of wins,
Yeah,
it's not uncharacteristic of a team to just not have it. Like, you left it, like the definition of leaving it all out there.
and while Missouri is
I haven't paid attention to Missouri since De La Soul's kid was running back over there. That was like, because I think they made it to an SEC title game.
I did not know that
Headline 2.
that somebody
I
from
thought you had breaking
that
news.
we had a
I
3-note
was
sting
like,
at
whoa,
7
breaking
a.m.
news, baby. I was
That's
like, what's going on?
You get a breaking news at 7 a.m. It ain't good.
Yeah. I
That's
was
like a
what's
midnight
going
phone
on?
call from
Right.
your kid. It ain't good.
Right.
Where were we? Well, we were talking
Missouri.
Well, A&M has had not a very good history with Missouri. Missouri has actually owned the series since they joined the SEC together.
Did not know that.
Yeah, the last time they met in College Station, Missouri beat them. That was back in 2014. Missouri beat them 34-27. Now, certainly, that doesn't really play into what's going on this weekend, but the Tigers have won 2 of the 3 meetings since they joined the SEC and 7 of 11 since they've been playing each other. So Missouri does actually have who'd have thought?
I wouldn't have.
Texas hosting Oklahoma State. Astros win yesterday and what turned into a beatdown.
They beat them down every time they play. It was like, you know, it is what it is. Astros are just outclassed them.
If they and
5 ACS, 8 LCS in a row.
And the Sox, they're hot. But yeah, I like the way the Stros are looking right now.
It's tough to play in Boston. It's very tough to play in Boston, but the Astros, they look like it's all coming together. So it should be an interesting series, but they don't start till Friday, as you said, Karl.
Yeah, we'll have the game. Well, the first game will be Friday evening, 7 o'clock. Now, we'll have high school football, but on Saturday, we will have your Astros game. As soon as the time is announced, we will let you know.
Yeah.
To get you all the way through it. Lance McCullers has been playing well. Bullpen looks good. Bats are hot.
H-Town, stand up, baby.
And you know what I love about the Astros and what could be their problem, but what makes them such a fun watch is they do most of their damage when they're dealing with 2 outs. You know, when they got 2 outs, suddenly everybody wakes up and things get done, scoring 18 of the 31 runs in this series with 2 outs.
That's demoralizing.
Yeah,
that's demoralizing. Like, oh, we're about to get out of this inning. No, you're not.
It pantses your team.
Right.
It pulls in pitchers. It makes managers think about pulling a pitcher pretty much quicker because they have an inning to rest to get a guy warm. It really does change the face of the series. It's kind of like, I remember going back to him in my day, Sugar Ray Leonard was a great fighter, but he understood that the last 30 seconds, when you hear that clap, that's what judges remember. So he would turn it on in the last 30 seconds of every round to leave just a little bit of an impression on the judges. And it also demoralizes a fighter going to sit down and think about the beating he just took after he had won.
Looks like he won the
minutes.
round. Yeah.
And in the last 30 seconds, and suddenly you're down a round.
Right.
That's what happened to Chicago. You could just feel the wearing away of confidence. And Stros just keep coming. In the middle of the Stros order is just brutal.
Yeah. And Karl, I saw you going back and forth with people that we can, as fans, we can never just stay in the moment. You know,
True.
It's like you're about to go to the ALCS and Stros fans are worried about losing Correa because he's going to ask for $300 million. What's up? I'm like, can we just get through this?
So apparently he's already so much as said that he's not coming back because ownership won't pay him. So that's why I did the hashtag pay Carlos Correa.
No, I know.
Because there's a lot of people that are It's not my $300 million to give away, but we want him to make $300 million over the next contract.
Well, I guess it just depends on what you have.
What would you
coming
do?
behind him.
Rudy, would you pay him $300 million?
10 years too, so he can get all out of shape if he wants in his
That's
third year.
He's good. He is really freaking good, but he ain't the most good. You know what I mean?
Right. But will you continue to have success with that hole?
Well, I don't think that I'm going to have to make that decision because I can't afford $300 million. You know what I mean?
So where is he going? The Dodgers, the Yankees? There's only three or four places he's going, right?
There is a neutron bomb about to go off up in the Bronx. I think the Yankees are about to blow this thing up. So I have a feeling there will be some.
But Stan's already making 300.
No, I'm just saying that the ripple effect from the Yankees
losing,
just exploding their team is going to cause a lot of movement. I feel like
the Astros are in the market for a shortstop. Yes, they'll make, and there are some other free agents that are going to be out there at that position.
They can afford.
So I think they can find. Now they won't find the bat and they won't find the heart. I mean, we know what this kid's made of, and he's earned this money. But I don't know, man. I just feel like it's going to be a tough goodbye.
It's hard to swallow as a fan when you're in the sport that has no cap.
Right. There you go.
Like when you're in football, you're in basketball, it's like, look, we just can't do it. Like when it's baseball and you 5 ALCS, like y'all made money hand over fist. Why can't we keep him and still keep everybody else? There's no cap. So it's tougher to swallow that pill as a baseball fan than any other sport.
And, we were worried when Springer left. I mean, that was an important piece of this machine.
Man, his leadoff abilities were insane.
And where do we sit?
Back in the ALCS.
So I'm not going Reinsdorf on this. I'm not going Crumbs Krause. Organizations, not players.
You ain't trying to blow it up.
But I am saying that the Astros do have enough surrounding that if Correa was to leave, it wouldn't live. Now, Altuve, that's a whole other story.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's one of those. He's a lifer.
Yeah, that guy can never leave.
He's the heartbeat.
The only way he leaves is if he's got a permanent limp.
Right. Yeah, I like staying in the moment. Like, my wife is horrible at we'll be having a good time. And then she'll be like, well, what are we going to do about this? I don't know. Why are we talking about that right now? Can we just enjoy this? Why are we talking about
that's why you're
May
married
2022?
Rudy, that tells me you have found the perfect woman for you.
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
We balance each other.
That's
because I have no worries.
Right. I'm not worried about anything other than how far away is my next beer or food.
Dude.
That's all I worry about. And
he said, how far away is my beer?
So if you'll handle the big picture stuff,
I'll
take care of the little fires.
Yeah.
But the reason I tweeted that out was because the bases were loaded. The Astros were down 1-0 in the third inning, and Correa comes up.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Takes a strike, fouls off a pitch, and then on an 0-2 count, sends one into left field and brings in 2 runs to give the Astros their first lead of the game. And that's a momentum play where obviously they ended up winning 10-1, so maybe it doesn't matter as much as it looks like.
It matters,
but it matters because momentum
matters.
Continues on throughout the game, and that was also the last at-bat for the starters. So those kind of things are big deals in the grand scheme of things, and that's what Carlos Correa kind of brings, clutch hitting, because you see it all the time where guys can hit with no outs and nobody on, but in big pressure situations like that in the playoffs, that's why you do pay a guy that much.
Y'all are more baseball guys than I thought.
I keep up with the Astros.
Yeah, and we are the home of the
that.
fighting Texas Rangers, so it's really hard for me to justify my adoration and absolute love for the orange and blue.
Sometimes fighting,
yeah, but not
Rangers.
off. They were really good till we brought them on here to ESPN.
I know, right?
They had a good run. In fact, we kind of had our choice. I wasn't part of that decision.
Oh, okay, that was above you.
But yeah, it was one of those. Oops.
Yeah.
But we did get to witness well over 100 losses this year. So that
brutal.
doesn't come often. Not almost as rare as the 105 win play-in team like the Dodgers.
Damn. Tied 2-2 over there.
Boy, that's getting hot.
Tied 2-2. What are they going to do?
Listening this morning to Keyshawn, he was talking about last night. He took his family to the Laker game.
Yeah. I can see I got the ESPN box.
Got the ESPN box, and he was complaining about it. It's so good to hear like a VIP complain about things that have happened to me. Like when someone, hey, yeah, you can borrow the box, and you show up and there's nothing there. You got to buy everything. You think you have it all hooked up. All they gave you was the key. They didn't give you any food. But anyway,
Right.
he was talking about going to the Lakers, and this was the first time. Keep in mind that Laker fan has had the opportunity to see this new Laker team with all the
360.
old everybody playing last
They're
night.
calling it just 360.
The 360, yeah. So
They look good.
but
by the way, when they're on the
Keyshawn,
floor together.
yeah, when they're healthy and running, it's going to be
it's gonna
fun
be
to watch
problem.
these old dudes. But Keyshawn talked about going to the Lakers and sitting in the suite watching the Dodgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He
like,
said, of course.
and the choice between the expensive tickets for the Dodgers or just going on the dime of ESPN and going to the Laker game and watching the game, he chose that to keep his kids entertained. But what it meant to me was how far, but even though the Rams are kind of the it thing, you know, in LA, it feels like that's on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays whenever the Rams are playing at home. That's kind of the place to be right now.
It's the stadium more than the team.
But exactly.
It has nothing. I don't think anybody cares about the Rams.
I think it is the atmosphere and not the team. And the Dodgers still own that town until the Lakers start playing in January, February. Until this series is over, it is Dodgers, Lakers, and the Rams are still a distant third.
Chargers fourth.
Oh, Chargers. I don't even think the Chargers are. I think they're behind the MLS, the Galaxy. I'm not kidding. I think
no way, Rob.
I think the Galaxy
don't
are bigger.
Do them like that.
And maybe the Angels might be even bigger.
Well, because
than
of
the
Ohtani.
Chargers.
The nights that Ohtani's on the bump, absolutely.
So while Jerry did a service to the NFL fighting to get the Rams put there, and as good as the Rams have been, they've been to the Super Bowl. It is still a distant separation. That is a Dodger town and will always be a Dodger town.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Like I said, it's more about not that there's no Ram fan, no Chargers fans, but right now it's just SoFi. Like it's the she place to be.
When you see LeBron there a couple hours before a game, yeah, that's the place to be seen.
Cheering for his 15.
At 7:45, we're going to talk about it, but it is worthy of bringing up right now. Did you see LeVar offer our brand new Big Balla brand shoes?
The thing I give LeVar credit for, he's like, you know what? We built this. I'm not letting it go. Cause on that little show they had, Zoe was kind of like that. I'm done with this brand. Like they ruined it. He's like, what do you mean? This is our thing. Like, so, Zoe has moved on. LaMelo's moved on. Melo's Puma. I don't know what Zoe is.
I think Zoe's just Nike.
Yeah, Zoe's just whatever. LeVar is like, nah. And you said this the new, and it's a lifestyle shoe. This isn't basketball, which makes more sense at this point because his sons have deals. But what did you say they cost these lifestyle shoes?
Between $650 and $850, depending on how outlandish you want to be. There are a couple of pairs that they're not bad, but there's nothing special about them. Right.
I don't know if it's been updated, but the Big Baller brand has an F from the Better Business Bureau. They would send shoes the wrong size, months late, wrong colors. I want to say Dan Lebitard bought shoes and he never got them. And then finally they came after he said that he never got them on his show. And they were like the different shade and size. So, those kind of things are common.
I never ordered anything from them, but this is what I will say about the Better Business Bureau. Okay. According to some of my sources, you can pay for a great grade from them.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I've heard it. I have a guy in HVAC that has let me know, like if you cough up if you scratch a check, you can get a great grade from the BBB.
I've also heard that from other places like Yelp, where they'll say, "Hey, when I
had my food truck, Yelp called me, and they're like, hey, if you want to do this, I had like one bad review. We'll get that review moved, and we'll put some other reviews up for you." And I was like, what? So this is all fake?
The internet is usually fake.
So when y'all are Yelping, which I never do, I don't trust anybody's.
Oh, I'm an avid reviewer.
I go off my own palate. I don't trust Rob's review. Like I'm gonna go on my own. Like and again, who in this room has ever left a Yelp review?
Never.
I've never done Yelp.
Never. Not
great experience, horrible experience.
I don't care.
Now, there's some business owners that'll say, well, Rudy, if you had a great experience, you should, especially if it's local. But I just never done it.
No, you'll know if I had a great experience if I come back. You want to know how good it was? when I come back,
get my
you'll
money
know
again.
it was worth me giving you more money. But if I don't come back, I don't leave negative reviews
Me
on
neither.
anything. Now I have been treated so well, I'll go, great service. And to me, that is like,
What about when they text you the survey? Do you fill it out? Or they email you the survey?
Again, if I feel like I was treated great and they did something for me legit, went above and beyond, yeah, I will leave a 5-star review, but I ain't writing a paragraph.
No.
You know what? I'll say, hey, great. And to me, if I say great service, that is as high as it'll get. You know, that's what else am I going to say?
I'm not going to be like, I walked in, the atmosphere was great. They greeted me right away. I'm not going into those
Karl,
details.
now,
I probably should.
I do get the sense that the next generation is much more comfortable in leaving reviews. Are you a review leaver?
I don't like reviews, but I appreciate people who review. And then
Do you?
usually I discount the 1 stars because they seem like they're maybe not the brightest bulbs. So, but if all of a sudden there's a lot of 1 stars and not so many 5 stars, I start to discount the 5 stars. So I look at the general whole of it. But yeah, usually, especially when I'm in tech, there will be people who are like, I don't know how this thing works. 1 star. It's like, well, that's why you read the manual.
And then the thing about Yelp is, if I shouldn't grade a business because you got the bad waiter or waitress that day. Like sometimes your reviews based off of your waiter. Like a company, like whatever the company name is, they can't control that their waiter had a bad day. So should I not go because your experience with the waiter was bad?
Yeah, I saw that at a place that I frequent one time where it's like 1 star because the service didn't even come to us for 40 minutes. It's like, go find somebody then. Maybe they just forgot you were there or miscommunication. But yeah, I get that side of it too, why you leave the 1 star.
And I hate, like, we can say it because they're so popular. Who cares either way? Papados. If you go to Papados on the wrong day, you'll wait 2 hours, sometimes 2.5, right?
Well, wait time, that's your fault.
That's
Yeah,
2 hour wait, right?
hours. Well, you could
But
have left.
then if you go to the local spot, guys just trying to make it, and it's like, I waited 45 minutes for our food. You don't mind when you do it at Papados. Why are you mad at the local guy? I don't know.
You will know. I'm not a review leaver.
Me neither.
I don't
read people's movie reviews. I don't read people's restaurant reviews. I go see on my own.
You trust Rotten Tomatoes? Do you pay attention to that?
No.
See, I do pay attention to that.
Really?
I do. For the most part, I've agreed.
But you do know that there's a lot of times where we just gonna disagree on movies. There's movies you think are great that I don't.
No, you're
vice versa.
Truth. And I do think when you get into Rotten Tomatoes, the ones that are going to leave the review, both positively or negatively, probably looked at the movie the way that I did. I want to go see it, and they tell me.
So
well,
you trust Rotten Tomatoes
for the most part, because there are so many different sources that go into making the decision. Where it's like a bunch of critics and it's a bunch of fans that are leaving that. I'll go by some of those, but for the most part, no. I know the movies that I'm going to like, and if it might not be a popular movie, but it has my kind of humor or my sensibility. Yeah, I don't care what everybody else says.
Okay,
which, man, we have. Speaking of, we're giving away movies are back, baby, and
yeah, they are.
And I appreciate it as a radio guy because they are desperate to get people back in the theaters.
Yeah, because it's like, we got it generates jobs. So
yeah, I'm all for it, and let's improve the economy.
Yeah. Most of the time, those are kids. Those are kids most of the time at the movies. So I'm all for the kids getting a little money.
Oh yeah, and we're giving away tickets not only to Dune, the Artrades and the.
What else? The last duel as well.
The last duel. Now this is the kind of movie I'm in with. A period piece.
That looks good.
It's the one with Matt Damon and Adam Driver.
So what happened? Well, we got to keep it caught up. I got questions because I want to know what happens to, now that the movies, what happens to all the people that HBO Max, Disney Plus, what happens to all of those?
HBO Max has that kind of dual release thing going through 2021, and I imagine they're playing it by ear for the start of 2022.
It won't go away.
So it'll probably be pick and choose, like the ones where they don't expect it to be big blockbusters. They still want to get some streaming generated, but then the big blockbusters that they know people are going to see on the big screen.
Venom 2 isn't going to hit HBO Max, right?
No, I think it is.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a Disney.
I think
that's
the
a
Disney
Sony
ones
product.
Well, like right now, Black Widow is streaming, though initially it was not.
Yes, and they'll probably do stuff like that where it's like initially there will be
first month it'll be at the theater or something like that. Right. And I'm down with it. I think it's going to work out just like we learned with the NBA when they were terrified about broadcasting home games on free TV or pay-per-view or whatever because they thought no one would buy a ticket. Well, what the NBA very quickly found out was not only will people buy a ticket, there is more incentive when you watch it on TV to go, I want to go. I want to see the game.
Yeah.
So I think that it will be the same way with the movies that they found that they will find very quickly. Go ahead and stream it. I don't think it will greatly affect the number of tickets bought.
All right.
Yeah, something like 007 movies. James Bond movies aren't going to be streaming, but
I don't want to see
Not right away.
Yeah.
Not right away.
Yeah, but Mortal Kombat, throw that on both and see who shows up to the theater and who just watches it.
Okay.
The dramedy, the comedy, or the thing that's not set and not scene driven, but you want to see James Bond on the big screen. You want to see the blockbuster, this Dune on the big screen, because it's the experience that I'm paying for.
Some things are better at the movies.
And and there are plenty of movies that'll be perfectly fine streamed, and I just see them both, but that's just my opinion. Let's get you all caught up on the headlines. Wednesdays are for looking forward, not looking back. The headlines will reflect it. Let's move forward. Carl, what's the 411?
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
That was a bad tease, Rob. Looking forward, well, guess what? The NFLPA wants to look back. They petitioned the NFL to release all emails from the Washington football team investigation after John Gruden's resignation. The NFL Players Association said Tuesday that it plans to request that the NFL release the remainder of the 650,000 emails reviewed as part of the investigation into workplace misconduct with the Washington football team. Leaked emails from that investigation showed John Gruden used racist, misogynist, and anti-gay language that led to the Las Vegas coach's resignation Monday night. We have all had communications with the league. The NFLPA plans to request the NFL release of the rest of the emails, NFLPA Executive Director Demarius Smith said to USA Today Sports in a phone interview.
Well, first of all, the Washington football team has hired women in huge positions. They've hired people of color in the major positions. Bruce Allen is no longer there. John Gruden is gone. What do I need to know? This is let's say if I go, I'm an NFL ref and I go and review if a player was out of bounds. I can't come back and say, well, I saw pass interference. I went under the hoodie to see if the guy was in bounds or not. I can't come out talking about pass interference. So to me, this is what this has turned into. If we're talking about reviewing the emails, then we should only be reviewing Gruden and Bruce Allen, right? But if we're reviewing those people, they're both gone, and Washington football team is headed in the right direction now. Well, what are we doing? This is like double jeopardy.
Would it be something where if one of the emails said, okay, we should hire her over her because she's better looking, or don't hire this person because we need a person of color?
See, that's all I was asking.
There's some interesting things that could come out of these emails potentially, but who's going to read all 650,000? You might need to pay that person a good chunk of change.
That's what you go through. Weird intern.
You go through a temp agency and you put
you go bring in the
data entry specialist needed.
Send us something interesting. Just let us know.
And then you get there and you find out, oh wow, I'm reading Washington football team emails. My job is cool. Then once you're done reading, they say, okay,
thank you,
see ya. But yeah, I just don't know what if considering Bruce is gone, John Gruden's gone. Washington football team is, done their time. They lost millions with the name in their merch. What are we looking for? What is the NFLPA looking for?
I think at the end of the day, they're looking for Snyder's head.
Yeah, he must be sweating.
I think we saw what happened to Carolina. Where the NFL
Damn, you think they want to take his team?
I think that I think when these emails are going to represent is such a systemic, endemic problem that can be traced back to only one consistent source, and that's Snyder. I mean, he's been around for all of this.
Right.
Other guys have come and gone. But the problem has maintained, at least they're looking to find some proof. Now, I'm not saying, and they're not, owners are going to look out for themselves until the wind blows in the right direction.
Yeah. The one thing we haven't talked about, and just let me know how common it is. We haven't talked about the fact that in some of those emails, they were sending pictures back and forth of topless Redskin cheerleaders.
See what I'm saying?
I didn't hear this part.
But see that because so many people do it. But remember, they already had the issue with the cheerleaders where they're flying them out the islands and there was inappropriate behavior. Well, some of those pictures are still in the vault. And those were being sent back and forth as well. But nobody talked about that because, oh, yeah, my guy sends pics. So that hasn't even been talked about. But I'm just wondering, like, damn, what's the NFLPA looking for if everybody that was involved is gone?
They'll know when they
Not
find
everybody's gone. That's
Not
what I'm
Schneider.
saying. I think
Just
at the end of the day, they're climbing the totem pole,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
They're like, okay, Bruce Allen, he's gone. But who is still here and is it still going on?
Yeah.
And at that point, I do think there's reason to be concerned. But if I have been or am still part of the Washington Football Organization, might want to start updating your resume. It looks like they're coming for you, man.
It's
They're
been a lot
for you.
It's been a lot of deleting going on.
They're coming for you. The barbarians are at the gate. The pitchforks and torches are in hand. They're coming for you. Ask John Gruden, as the Bucks have already taken him off.
Dude, they took him out the Ring of Honor.
The Ring of Honor. I mean, it did 24 hours. They were already with a paintbrush painting over it.
When I was looking up headlines today, I kid you not, every other one was probably Gruden related. Oh, here's what Aaron Rodgers has to say on it. Here's what this person says on it. So there's a fair amount of Gruden fallout here, and this is probably the most notable. That's why I mentioned it.
Think of the ramifications of this. When we watch a football game right now, what are we seeing in the end zone? What are we seeing on signs? What the actions of the NFL and working with the BLM movement and all of that, they're still very much involved. So there's the corporate message that we're seeing everywhere, and then on the side of this, we're hearing what's going on behind the scenes. The NFL is going to continue this. They've got to expunge and clean this thing up.
Yeah,
and more coming. Moving along.
Headline 1.
NFL Commissioner Gary Bettman says only 4 unvaccinated players in the league as the season begins. Bettman said that NHL officials and all the personnel who come in close contact with the players are vaccinated. And his quote is, everybody's banding together to do the right thing. Maybe that's why hockey is the ultimate team sport.
Relax, Gary. Relax, Gary. My gosh.
That's why you should watch us.
It's like, oh, we got to up. We're one up on NBA and NFL. I'm going to brag about it. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I again, I'm not saying he didn't talk about it. That was just one of his headlines. But like, dude, the Kraken open last night. It was opening night. Like, you haven't had any outbreak. My goodness, Gary.
Players are obviously still testing positive. They're doing some kind of regular testing, but the fact that there's only 4.
That's a great percentage.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great percentage.
I wonder how many of them are faking it like Evander Kane.
Is he one of them?
No,
I haven't heard any fallout from that, but they're looking into his fake vax card apparently.
It's federal crime. It's federal bid. A couple things with this, and of course, that when you hear about the NHL bragging about it, we love our team more than any other league. But when we look at the NBA, the argument was finally framed the way that the NFL did with getting vaxxed back in the early part of the summer before training camp, that it's about your team. So we hear NHL guys, Bettman saying, we're a team friendly. It's about the team here at the NHL. NFL guys, when it was about the vax, it wasn't about government overstep. It was about the best ability is availability. And if you can be available because of the vaccine, you're in it for the team.
Right.
Well, the NBA has always been more about individual. That's how they promote the league, and they promote the individual over the team. And finally, Sean Marks yesterday in the press conference when he announced that Kyrie ain't going to play until he's vaxxed, it was about the team. It was unfair to the team to not have the ability in it. And then secondary, it was unfair to him to have to deal with all this. But the fact of the matter is, they framed the argument in a way that suits getting vaxxed. You're not doing it so much about yourself because the very definition of the team is putting everything you've got to protect the guy beside you. That's the team.
Right.
And if you frame it that way, it makes it very difficult for players to come out any other direction.
I guess that's what Gary Bettman's saying.
That's what he's trying to say. Right. He said it poorly, but I thought Sean Marks did it. But the NFL, from the very beginning of the get vaxxed part of this ongoing issue, they framed it in that. It's not about you. It's about us. Right. And the best way for us to be us is for you to be in the room and have the vax and do all the stuff with us. And
Well
Mark's finally called Kyrie out on that.
Yeah.
I think Gary Bettman phrased it exactly how he meant to phrase
Yeah.
it. Though.
Probably.
So, yeah, hockey is the ultimate team sport. All right.
All right, poor. Yeah.
Headline 0.
Well, let's see what this logic leads to. The New York Jets quarterback Zach Wilson says he's overthinking throws and just needs to let it rip over the final 12 games. The rookie leads the NFL with 9 interceptions and vows to take a let it rip mentality into the final 12 games of the season to see how that works.
Well, that's how it should be.
He's supposed to overthink. He's a rookie.
Well, yeah, you're thinking.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Zach.
Dude, yeah.
You play on one of the worst organizations in the last 10 years. Of course you're overthinking. The water boy overthinks with the Jets. You're a rookie. Again, I always go back to it, and I'm not saying Zach's going to be paid, but Peyton threw 30-something interceptions his rookie year. That doesn't your rookie year shouldn't define you. It won't define your careers. And in some cases you're bad and you're always going to be bad. But I think Zach can play. But I mean, he's going to make mistakes. It's easy to trick a rookie. I think Zach can play. I think he'll be okay.
And I think the advice.
But I like him
right.
I like him owning it. I like him taking ownership. That's a part of being quarterback. Aaron Rodgers never understood that. Aaron Rodgers has never blamed himself for anything. But part of being the quarterback, part of being QB1, only 32 of those jobs in America, is taking ownership. I like it, Zach. You get it. He gets it.
Moving on. I agree.
That's the 411 and a 210.
La'el Collins lost his appeal trying to get himself back on the field. He will not be back until after the bye week for his 5-game suspension. We're going to look at the Dallas Cowboys, whether the Cowboys need La'el Collins or not, as we get closer and closer to a New England Patriots Sunday afternoon game. When we come back, we're going to give away some tickets, so don't go anywhere. The movie's called The Last Duel. It starts next week. You want to go on us. We've got some Fandango codes for you. Hang on tight when we get back. We're giving away tickets to The Last Duel that gets going on October the 15th. We're talking Dallas Cowboys and that cash collar. Well, it's coming around the bend. Listen very closely. You're about to get a keyword. Take that keyword, sasportstar.com. Get it entered, and you too could win $1,000. The big score is here. All you need is to big listen. When we come back, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. You Lucky Devils are on R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Car Zeus is making it rain, everybody. Have you signed up yet for your personal referral link? Start earning rewards for referring your family and friends to Car Zeus. All you got to do is go to carzeus.com/referral, another /. When they sell their car to Car Zeus, you get rewarded and they do too. So even if you haven't sold, go to carzeus.com/referral. And I messed that up. carzeus.com/referral/. Go on there, send it to your friends and family. If they sell their car, they refer you, you get some money. They want to help you get some money in your pocket as well, just for referring people. So do that. They just celebrated their 4-year anniversary this past Sunday. Props to them. We were talking about, local businesses in our open. So celebrate local business, carzeus.com. For yourself, if you want to sell your car. I got 2 buddies trying to sell their car now. Karl will make the 3rd. He's trying to go electric. So we got to get him over there as well. Go to carzeus.com, upload some pics. Let them know how the condition is. They'll shoot you an offer and get you a check in hand that day. So, as I said, if you want to make you some money because you don't have a car to sell, send that link over to your people, your friends and family. And once they sell the car, you'll get some money too. That's carzeus.com/referral/.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
The Houston Astros are American League Championship Series bound after a 10-1 victory to defeat the Chicago White Sox in the divisional series. Jose Altuve scored 4 runs, had 3 RBIs, and went 3 of 5 from the plate to help the Astros to a Game 4 win. The Astros move on to play the Boston Red Sox. That series gets going Friday night with the 7:07 first pitch. A federal judge has denied a request by Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman La'el Collins for an injection that would have halted his 5-game suspension with 1 game remaining. Collins will be eligible to return after the Dallas bye week for a Halloween matchup against the Vikings. And in UTSA football, the Roadrunners add a home-and-home series against Air Force for a 2028 matchup in San Antonio. and the 2032 game on the road at Air Force. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 5,000 people died in workplace accidents in 2019 alone. Thomas J. Henry handles serious workplace accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Your safety and full satisfaction is My Collision Center's top priority. Free estimates and no appointment necessary. We work for you. If you've been in an accident, visit My Collision Center for a free estimate today. With 5 area locations, visit mycollisioncenter.com.
Been thinking about natural biologic therapies to treat your chronic joint pain? Meet Tyler Vale, co-founder of QC Kinetics.
To me, it is such an easy decision. If you are truly looking to avoid surgery and not treat yourself with Band-Aids like steroids and pain meds, then really there is no other option. And that's what I love so much about what I get to do.
QC Kinetics offers a variety of restorative natural options to rejuvenate the tissue in your joints and give you your life back.
When they come back a few months later, and it's so affirming to see their quality of life change in such a positive way.
Are you tired of the joint pain that keeps you from living your best life? Call QC Kinetics to learn more about these exciting restorative and regenerative options.
And you've been looking for an answer, something to avoid surgery. I'm just giving you the answer you've been looking for. QC Kinetics. Kinetics is energy in motion. We want to keep you in motion.
Get your free consultation today with QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318 in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318.
Howdy, San Antonio. Chip Ingram from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, inviting you to come out and enjoy patio season. We have newly remodeled patios, garage doors, and everything else you need to enjoy this great South Texas weather. As always, ice cold beer and specialty drinks. Happy hours daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And our kitchen is open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. See you soon at the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road.
Golfers, it's time to tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops with Mizuno irons and wedges. The JPX 921 Hot Metal Pro, Tour, and Forged irons offer Mizuno's fastest ball speeds ever. And the new T22 wedges feature 4 different sole grinds for varying techniques and conditions. Come in and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, and shop online at worldwidegolfshops.com.
Life is already full of surprises, but your tuition shouldn't be one of them. While education costs rise in the U.S. every year, University of Phoenix is committed to protecting you from rising tuition costs with our tuition guarantee. We lock in your tuition so you can count on fixed, affordable tuition from the moment you enroll to the day you graduate from your program. Learn more at phoenix.edu.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL.
The fall is a beautiful time of year for sports. The start of the football season, baseball playoffs, basketball, hockey just around the corner. With a safe return of live events, that means you can actually be there to see all the action with Vivid Seats. Whether it's in the upper deck or on the 50-yard line, Vivid Seats has you covered. And with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn free tickets from your very first purchase. Just buy, collect stamps, and redeem. It's that easy. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats. Experience it live.
It's one ball, 2 hoops, and a whole lot of action. Get the latest NBA preseason news, opinions, and analysis on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you there. A little rainy this morning. You might want to leave a little early if you're listening to us on your device at home. But wherever you are, thanks for dialing us in. And if you're someplace stationary or can, go to one of your devices. Watch us live. Our broadcast funnels through sasportstar.com, though you are certainly welcome on our Facebook feed, on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
We got something going on
Periscope.
Twitter, Periscope on Twitter. It all funnels through wherever you are. Thanks for joining us. Going to talk some Dallas Cowboys. Before we do, movie coming out called The Last Duel.
Is it like a knights?
Yeah, it's a period
jousting,
piece.
swords, shields, cold weather, wolf jackets,
all of that.
That type of vibe.
The Last Duel is a cinematic and thought-provoking drama set in the midst of 100 Years' War that explores the ubiquitous power of men, the frailty of justice, and the strength and courage of one woman willing to stand alone in the service of truth. It's based on actual events, Rudy.
Oh, really?
The film unravels long-held assumptions about France's last sanctioned duel between Jean de Courage and Jacques Legris. Two friends turned bitter rivals.
Historians love this type of stuff.
It does contain some language,
nudity,
some graphic nudity, and very strong violence. And if you want tickets to go see this cinematic story of misogyny in France, which probably isn't the best.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
it's a period piece. You get to see guys in knight uniforms jousting. It's got Matt Damon and Adam Driver.
Oh, Damon's in it.
Yeah, Damon's in it. It was The Last Duel. You want to go, we got some Fandango codes for you. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. The movie opens up nationwide October the 15th. And when you go for free, just think well of us here at San Antonio Sports Star. We got some more tickets to give away in just a bit. If you want to go see Dune in a pre-show on Tuesday the 19th, be listening in about an hour.
Sounds like a plan to me.
If you'd have told me that La'el Collins' absence would mean little to nothing regarding the Cowboys offense, I would not have believed you.
At the time, me either. But according to Pro Football Focus, you have two of the top three linemen as far as rating goes. The guy, the Williams from San Francisco, is one.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Martin is two. And surprisingly, my man Tyron Smith has jumped back up. When he's healthy, he's one of the best. So you have Zach and Tyron in the top three, according to Pro Football Focus. So I'm not saying that, my man still hasn't done a good job and Connor and those guys haven't done a good job. But when two of the top three linemen in the league are on your line, it kind of makes up for La'el.
It is ridiculously lucky for them. It really is. We saw what an offensive line or the lack thereof will do to a team last year. And when we heard that, we liked Terrence Steele was thrown into the morass last year. Undrafted free agent, really had come from a spread offensive system. Drive blocking was something he hadn't done in 4 years, quite frankly. Probably since he had been in high school to Steele. So to step in and be put in that situation when the wheels were coming off was tough, but he learned through the battle. He got better in the fire. And even McCarthy, when the season began, said, have you seen the feet on this kid?
Yeah, I remember he told us that in Oxnard.
So La'el Collins, while we want you back, you weren't greatly missed, and keep that in mind.
But depth is important. They'll like him back for sure.
It's absolutely huge. And the judge denying it, let's not forget the stupid act that got him suspended by trying to bribe, allegedly, the urine sample taker. You want to talk about
what did he offer him?
I don't know.
Season tickets? Couple grand? I wonder what he offered.
I would hope he came strong.
Last duel tickets? I mean, what do you offer the urine guy? A signed jersey?
Now he can go. I mean,
I don't know.
It better have been some cold hard cash.
Right.
You're gonna ask.
Well, regardless, it didn't work, so it wasn't enough.
Now he has been cleared to go work out. So when he does return after the bye week, and keep in mind, the Cowboys play the Patriots this weekend, and then the following week, bye weeks start kicking in. You fantasy football types, and they will have a nice long break. I assume that Collins will come in and take the gig back, but it is good to have a tackle.
You do?
I assume he will.
Okay.
I mean,
I guess we got to ask Coach about that Friday. We got to get him some tacos, first of all.
The tacos will be coming.
But I guess we ask. I don't know if that's a question he answers. Like, hey, when La'el comes back from his bribery charge, should we word it like that? No. I'm kidding.
Can you imagine the conversations the coaching staff had when they heard this? Are you kidding me?
Oh, they called him all types of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't in an email, because it could come back to haunt him. Real quickly, did you know that Trayvon Diggs has been this remarkably successful with pink eye? That he grabbed that last couple interceptions. Not that it affects your vision, but
you know how you get pink eye, right? I'll tell you in the 9 o'clock hour when everyone's in class.
I'm genuinely intrigued. How many times have you had pink eye?
Once.
Oh, man.
Like as a kid, once or twice,
Man.
At the most, twice.
Up until I had kids, the very idea of lice and pink eye disgusted me. Now it's just another part of the day. And my kids brought pink eye home.
Really?
Oh, man.
Oh, well, see, as kids, it's different. When you getting pink eye as an adult.
Well, I got it from my kids.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, yeah. You got kids in school, but Trayvon Diggs' son isn't in school yet. He's a little boy. He's like 2-3 years old, right?
Well, I don't know where Trayvon got it, but I'm very interested to find out. I just thought it was.
Hey, you got your face in places you shouldn't have.
Oh, Lordy. Well, okay.
Look, well, you got one eye up, Karl. Well, Pledge letting us know Jerry talked about the audio. He said we got to get that Jerry audio as far as Lael and Sweet Feet Steel. I call him Sweet Feet.
We'll hit on it later. But the Dallas, did you notice when Zeke went down on the sidelines in the game on Sunday, what he landed on?
He landed on a cylinder, a concrete cylinder.
The pylon for the down and distance marker.
Yeah, what's in those things?
Maybe they should find a new spot to put it down, is what the Cowboys are saying. Because watching your star running back writhing in pain from landing on something that, quite frankly, didn't need to be there might be something to be addressed.
They put very expensive cameras in there. I imagine there's a protective casing for it as
all
well.
of that. Let's get it away.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
No wonder it's so hard. Because he was in pain.
We need the pylon can for reviews.
Oh, no, I'm for it.
Too.
But we can find a better angle so that the thing that they're reviewing doesn't.
I guess it's like, it's this way, the 4th and 1s. There's no debate.
Something. I don't blame what they have, but we can find a better way.
I envision an arc from one sideline to the other, so you have several camera angles over the arc. Nothing too tall.
Why are we doing camera angles? Isn't it the ball that we're worried about at the end of the day? Why can't we have some kind of sensor in the ball that is picked up by something in the field? We have that in tennis. Don't we have something?
The PCIs, Rob.
I'm just saying we can we can engineer our way out of this.
Yeah,
we can engineer our way out of it if we choose to. Hey, coming back, LeVar's got a brand new set of kicks that he wants you to buy. And the irony of this is not so much that the Big Baller brand is back, but the fact that Daddy releases a shoe on the same day his youngest son finally realizes the dream and releases his own.
That's not cool, right?
That is way out of bounds. Come on, Daddy, read the manual. We're talking that and lots of Spurs. And the NBA, Sean Marks laid down the law yesterday for Kyrie. What's the ramifications? We're going to look at that today. Hang around with us. We got so much to get into. It won't be any fun unless you're with us. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. The Institute for Functional Health. I'm going to visit Dr. Torres on a week from Friday. It's time for my checkup, and you're going to be a part of it. I'm going to be live from the beautiful Ashby location a little over a week from now. And I'll be telling you more about my long-term relationship with Dr. Torres and the IFF. You know, so many of us have great intentions. We talk about losing weight. We get tired of feeling the way that we do, but the motivation suddenly goes away when it's time to suddenly decide, well, I'm just not going to have that ice cream. I'm just not going to have that cheeseburger at midnight. When it's time to make that decision, when you've finally reached the end or the doctors are telling you it is time to adjust or you're going to be facing some medical ramifications, I want you to remember Dr. Torres and the IFF because you do maybe have to hit rock bottom. Now, for me, I didn't plan on going on a diet or changing my life the way that I did. But Dr. Torres, boy, he certainly changed my life. I got to know him a little over 4 years ago. 40 pounds less now, ongoing. I want you to find out about it. If you've reached a point where the doctors are telling you, well, you're not healthy, but you're in pretty good shape, or the doctors are telling you it is time for you to do something about your health, or you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of specialists, I want you to call Dr. Torres. Losing weight can genuinely change your life in a lot of ways, things that you might not have expected. I want you to call Dr. Torres because, you know, doing it on your own is difficult, but when you have the coaching and you have the mentorship, and then you have a system that is really proven, a program that is designed with you in mind, you alone, not some kind of fad diet. It's not something that's coming off of a book or some kind of short-term weight loss that's going to bounce back. We're going to even be heavier than you were before. I'm talking based in science, based in medicine. That's what Dr. Torres does. I want you to call him. I want you to talk to him. The number is 210-468-1891. He'll speak with you on your terms. He'll explain to you what his beliefs are and why what he does works so well. Go to his website, iffhealth.com. They're a primary provider as well. So if you're looking for primary care, they've got it. Weight loss, of course. I want you to call Dr. Torres today. He will literally change your life. It's the best thing I've ever done. Not the easiest, but absolutely the best, and I want that for you. Call 210-468-1891. Check out the website, iffhealth.com. But no matter what you do, when it's time to change your life, I want you to turn to Dr. Torres first. I did, and it did. Call him today, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
Score $1,000 now into the winning keyword, football. FOOTBALL. Football at sasportstar.com. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Susan, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic is terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Get Upside Gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
Some months I make $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play to save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code BILL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents a gallon on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code BILL for up to 50 cents a gallon cash back on your first tank. That's code BILL.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
New FanDuel fantasy players, your day is about to get 20% better. Start playing fantasy this football season, and FanDuel will give you a 20% bonus on your first deposit, up to $500. That's a big-time bonus, and all you need to do to claim it is make your first deposit. If you've never tried FanDuel, now is the perfect time to jump in. You'll love playing fantasy football on FanDuel. Not only is it easy to start, but you can set new lineups every game day, keeping the action fresh all season long. There are many types of game formats to choose from, and you can even play private contests with your friends. There's an awesome slate of games on hand this week and every week. So what are you waiting for? Get in on all the excitement and experience season-long wins without the season-long waits. Sign up today at FanDuel.com/play to claim your bonus and start playing today. That's FanDuel.com/play. Age and location restrictions apply. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires after 30 days.
Get your share of 20K 12 times a day. It's the Big Score. Listen each hour weekdays between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. for the winning word. When you hear it, enter it at sasportstar.com. You could win $1,000. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, this is Sarah Spain, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I've got a pair of tickets to go check out The Last Duel. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Those are your Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. Adam Driver and Matt Damon. A period piece in French.
3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 9th, 12th.
Just light them up. Karl will figure it out. They're already lighting up. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. You dial in, you might get them. We got some tickets coming up in less than an hour to go check out SmackDown. The WWE is coming to San Antonio Friday, December the 3rd. And I also have some tickets to go check out Dune in a week. Boy, we got all kinds of stuff to give away and hardly any time to do it. LeVar Burton's got some brand new shoes out. Cost you about $800. You might get them, you might not. But the real story is, his son did not go Big Baller Brand because they don't make basketball shoes anymore. His son, his youngest is a Puma player rep. Debuted his shoes.
I like his shoe.
It looks very much like a Kyrie. I will say so? That it does mimic it just a bit, but
nothing new under the sun.
I think the real story is the slow and consistent rise of New Balance, Puma.
I'm still not on first of all, I wear lifestyle New Balance. Like I've probably gone through 10, 15 pairs of New Balance lifestyle. But I'm not coming over there to the basketball shoe.
My oldest got a pair of the DeJounte version.
With the Spurs colors?
I think he's got some Spurs. He might have another one. They look like legit kicks, like legit shoes. Like you could go play in them. I don't know. I never.
No, I got you. I know baseball's big on New Balance. A lot of guys in baseball wear New Balance. But but it is weird to release a shoe on the same day as your son's shoe. I don't know if it's like, yo, let's just roll in momentum. Let's roll in. Let's take over ball style, or like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm hoping it's on the pot. I'm hoping he was doing this in a positive light. Like, hey, you release yours, I'm releasing mine. Cheers. I'm hoping that's what it is. I don't know LeVar personally.
I think you know LeVar.
I don't.
I think you know. I think we know LeVar.
I don't.
I don't think he could possibly stand to be out of the spotlight. And he will.
Well, he has been.
And he kind of went away a little bit.
That's what I mean. He's been out.
I think he got shamed, and I think his kids came and said, "Man, you're affecting our careers now."
Yeah.
But to do that the day his youngest releases a shoe, I find that very odd.
They let a criminal be like their CEO, a guy that was in jail for 12 years for fraud or something like that. I'm paraphrasing and probably misremembering, but yeah,
they trusted him though. He burned them too, didn't he?
I think
he burned them too.
I think that was the end of Lonzo being involved with Big Baller Brand, and LaMelo had not become an NBA player at that point, and that might have also been the end of Ball in the Family, because that was real drama. And
yeah, they were like, we ain't putting this on Facebook.
Yeah, we need to stop.
Well, the thing about it is with Zoe, because Zoe was the guinea pig. Like, I felt bad for Zoe because Zoe's talented, but he was like the guinea pig. With Melo, like Melo came in with so much hype, and like everybody kind of felt like he was already legit. Like LeVar he couldn't control that. Like LaMelo was his own thing already. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like left Melo alone. But Zoe, I felt bad for Zoe because Zoe was kind of like, yo, my son is this, that, and the other. Like, he was kind of the guinea pig. And I think as much as we talk bad about LeVar, I think he kind of learned from that and kind of left Melo alone.
And then LiAngelo was the one that got caught shoplifting in Hong Kong
China,
or China, wherever he was with UCLA. And he pulled him out of UCLA on a indefinite suspension to go play in Lithuania.
Wasn't Shaq's kid involved with that too?
No,
I don't think it was.
No, I wasn't sure he wasn't on that trip.
No,
I'm pretty. There was a second player involved, but it wasn't somebody.
Shaq wasn't. His kid wasn't there yet. Almost positive. Plus, now he's at LSU. Anyway,
yeah, he transferred back home after the heart surgery.
Yeah.
Hey, coming back, let's talk some NBA. Sean Marks lays down the law. Kyrie will not be seen until he gets the jab, it appears.
I hate that word.
And the Lakers gathered together last night. We got a pretense of things to come. Talk some NBA next. Hang with us. R&R in the Morning continues next here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Arasti. Dr. Jason Garrett's going to join us in about an hour. We're going to look at the injuries across the NBA and the NFL for our weekly. But the great thing about Arasti is it's available to you all around San Antonio without a referral. Arasti providers, they are literally everywhere and growing by the week. See, Arasti, the training facility, is here in San Antonio. Arasti is a designation that is earned. It is not just a couple of classes. You show up and you become a practitioner of a method that gets people out of pain, a holistic look at relieving people that have been in chronic pain and dealing with soft tissue injuries. It works, my friends. It has for me for years. If you're dealing with everything from your feet to your forehead, you got plantar fasciitis, bad calf, soft tissue injuries, you're dealing with frozen shoulders, hips, or knees, you're dealing with a bad lower back like I have, I just have. It's just one of those things I've dealt with that Arasti has been kind of an ongoing help with that. Plantar fasciitis all the way up to those tension headaches that won't let you go. Arasti can take care of it. Tony Parker, Becky Hammond over the years, Clayton Kershaw even now is an Arasti patient. And if you're dealing with pain, you need to be as well. They're so good at getting you out of pain. Almost 100% of Arasti patients said they would recommend Arasti to friends and family, 99.7%. And I'm not talking about a long-term treatment plan. We can get you in and out. They can fix you. On average, under 4 visits. It really does work. They accept most insurances. You want some more proof? I want you to go check out their website, Arasti.com, AIRROSTI. To make your appointment, here's the number you need. It's 1-800-404-6050. I'm not talking about long-term treatment programs. I'm talking about getting yourself out of pain without the use of over-the-counter medications, prescribed medications, or surgery. That's what Arasti does. They are experts. They're passionate about getting you out of pain. Check out the website, make the call, but get yourself in. Go to an Arasti provider today, because don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Get into Arasti, get out of pain, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
The Blitz, sports talk and everything else.
Pledges Houston Texans. He's on pins and needles as they go to play Cleveland.
For a different reason, though.
Yeah, you always act like you're on pins and needles, man. You can't sit still. So you're always bouncing around. I never know if you're nervous about the game or it's just, pledge time. What does Rob say? You make coffee nervous? Yeah. You're always going.
Jason Minix, weekday afternoons 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
According to TxDOT, on average, one motorcyclist dies every day on Texas roads. If you or a loved one were injured in a motorcycle crash, call Thomas J. Henry. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Your source to local news and sports in San Antonio begins with the San Antonio Express News. We've collected, written, and shown the stories that matter most to San Antonio. Look no further than the San Antonio Express News to continue to provide information and strength to the community. Whether it's on the field or on a court, we provide the ground local coverage. Go to expressnews.com for the most up-to-date high school and college sports coverage. Subscribe today at expressnews.com.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
COVID is spiking again, and it's just not clear how to keep your family safe. Fever is the leading symptom of COVID, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers are proven to be inaccurate and will not reliably detect a fever that might mean COVID. Learn more at Exergen.com.
At CDW, we get the right network makes remote locations seem less remote.
Great, because my data is lagging out here.
CDW can orchestrate the Aruba Edge Services platform, bringing computing closer to where data is created. It automates, unifies, and secures the edge, fixing problems before they impact your business, giving your network a sixth sense. Someone at the door?
Just a moose. He works here.
Aruba and IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Aruba.
Hey, it's Rob with my good buddy Jack Overman from Service First AC Repair and Plumbing. Hey, Jack, when someone calls you for plumbing or an AC repair, can you fix it that day?
No sweat. With Service First AC Repair and Plumbing, we don't sweat the small stuff or the big stuff.
210 no sweat.
Gentlemen, now you can find the best brands and fits for you without even trying. Just follow these easy instructions. Step 1. Shop a personalized store that does all the work for you by customizing a selection for your taste and body. Step 2. Level up your closet with the best brands and fits with little to no effort. Not trying has never looked so good. Introducing Stitch Fix Freestyle, your personalized store. We're so you.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games or do you want your money to work smart? You can money. Visit Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA. Member FDIC.
In college football, Goodyear knows a new season means new possibilities, where every Saturday is an opportunity on the road to greatness. No matter if you're out there playing your hardest or cheering the loudest from the sidelines, tailgating in the parking lot, or your favorite spot to watch the game, Goodyear knows passion is what drives us forward all the way to the playoffs. That's the road that moves us. Goodyear, more driven.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
This is the home of the Cowboys, Rangers, and Aggie football. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J, R&R in the morning.
Good morning.
Goodbye, Milwaukee.
Hello, Houston.
Hello, Houston.
Has Mattress Mac reared his head?
He has to. He's going to lay some money.
I think if once they get to the World Series, he'll probably put $1 million or $2 million down.
He's taken to those random bets, like he's betting a bunch of money, and if he wins the bet, then everybody gets like a free mattress. What is he doing?
You get a mattress. You get a mattress. Mattresses are expensive, so I'd take a free mattress any day.
We bought a new one. It's been about a year ago.
It's one of those. Did you go Sleep Number type mattress?
No, we went. I wish I would have gone Sleep Number.
They're expensive, man.
I think Pledge has a Sleep Number.
What?
I think so. I think for the 1 hour he sleeps a day.
I know he doesn't even sleep. What does he need a Sleep Number for?
A Sleep Number. I've got one of those.
The ones that move?
Well, no, it's one of those. It's not like your traditional mattress. It's got the spongy kind of.
Oh, cool. Remember when we thought water beds were cool? That's the worst That's the worst beds ever. We thought they were so cool. That's so 80s, a water bed. You ever been in a water bed, K-Dot? Never?
No. That is a thing of the past, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was stupid.
When I first met my wife, she had a water bed.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. You were like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I never owned one.
No, neither did I.
I never owned one.
You had to have a waterbed heater.
You had to have the heater, and especially in the winter,
if that heater turns off for some reason in the middle of the night, you wake up chilled.
Yeah.
Talking NBA this hour. We also continue the John Gruden story. Sean Marks yesterday finally spoke up, and I wasn't sure how the Nets were going to handle the Kyrie situation. It felt like that they had enough. If you're the general manager and you can look at your team and say, well, I have James Harden and Kevin Durant, there's not too many GMs to look at the rest of the team going, we're in trouble. Right. So they don't really have to chase Kyrie. He could sit out and they would still be competitive, and you never know which way the wind will be blowing next month, next year.
Right.
But I think there was a little bit of push from the NBA. I think the NBA wanted the Nets to settle this situation. And I think that the situation has gotten kind of out of hand.
Think the NBA wanted them to step in. You think the NBA was like, hey, y'all got to figure this out?
Yeah, I got to sell this out, because the negative press for those that are looking well beyond the NBA about a high-name player, a high-profile player being so anti just doesn't look good for anybody. Now, whether you believe in him or not, the fact of the matter is it just didn't look good. So I think the NBA made the decision, but at the end of the day, the Nets had to decide, what are we going to do with Kyrie? And finally, Sean Marks comes out and says, look, man, until he's vaxxed, it's his decision, and the ramifications of his decision will preclude us from allowing him to practice or play with us. But he's welcome at any point.
The NBA probably did not get involved, because you have to look at it from a Nets perspective. They're the ones saying, okay, we're not going to have you for home games, which in the playoffs, that's a big deal. But you're also somebody who, when you get on the court, you demand at least 12 shots a game and to be heavily involved in the offense as a playmaker. And then we can lose you on 10 days randomly. So if we're on a road trip and you decide to go out, you're in close contact, we lose you for 2 weeks potentially if you test positive. That's just too much to ask of one of your star players if he's the only holdout.
I think you're naive if you don't think the NBA got involved.
I don't see why they would.
You don't see why they would?
Absolutely.
I think it reflects very poorly on an inflicted decision. I think they're trying to make this go away. Make this go away. Calm down. Let's either tell him to stay or get going.
I think it goes back to what you've been preaching, Rob. If you're serious about winning a championship, get vaccinated, because we cannot deal with you maybe missing 41 games here at Barclays. If there's a big game 7 and we have home court advantage over, say, the Milwaukee Bucks, and Kyrie Irving drops 40 in game 6, but he's not there for game 7. Yeah, there's going to be some team issues. This is something very much that the Nets probably decided independently, because the NBA is not going to step in and get involved with that kind of stuff.
Framing the argument was key. And Sean Marks finally framed the argument. This isn't about personal responsibility or personal decision-making anymore. This is about a team that's going to win a title. It's about your job. So what we had up until yesterday was the Nets and tacit approval from the NBA. Look, you don't have to get vaxxed, but if you don't, you're going to suffer. Your team's going to suffer. You're going to suffer. It's going to be miserable. And then they had to deal with that one extra step of the local municipalities saying, not only are you going to suffer, you can't even walk in the door.
Yeah, I mean, when you're reading comments when that broke yesterday, and you're reading comments, people are mad at the Nets. Like, their hands are tied. Like, was a state thing. Like, this state, they're firing nurses. They're firing teachers. Like, what makes you think they're going to give a damn about Kyrie? Now, Kyrie's sources, he has people that he leaks stuff to. He's saying that he wants to be the voice of the voiceless. He's speaking out for the people that are being mandated, and he doesn't want them to feel alone. I don't know. He's a nice guy. But, I don't know why people are mad at Sean Marks and the Nets. Like, this is a statewide thing. They had no choice. Yeah, you can't just have a guy around half the time. And again, the decision was easier for Sean Marks because he has James Harden. If he doesn't have James Harden, maybe he might be like, all right, you can play 41 road games. But when you have another point guard in James Harden, maybe the best player in the league in Kevin Durant, it makes that decision a lot easier. And you show the team, like, look, no one man above the team, right? That's in any walk of life. There's no one man that's above the team. So
here's the quote. Kyrie has made a personal choice. We respect his individual right to choose. Currently, the choice restricts his ability to be a full-time member of the team, and he will not permit any member of our team to participate with a part-time availability. You're either all in or you're all out.
All right.
And I think that the NBA should have, or the individual franchises, the ones that are fully vaxxed, probably framed that argument to their players from the get-go. Look, I don't care what your beliefs are. All I care about is W's and L's. All I care about is playoffs. That's what I'm paid to be concerned about, and that's what I'm going to worry about. And you're either in or you're out. Most of the pressure is, if you're an underling player like Wiggins, you got pressured into it. I don't think he wanted to, but at the end of the day, it was you're either in or you're out.
Does he get paid?
Well, there are some questions there.
I don't know how that part works. They have to pay him because they told him to go. Because if I want to come to work on the road and you tell me I can't,
I think he's going to get paid.
Then I should get at least half.
Yeah, he'll probably get what he misses for the road games just to keep the relationship
he's trying
civil.
To play on the road, right?
But it's already come out that 193.2% of your annual salary per game is docked from your pay if you miss due to local mandates. So, yeah, he's going to miss, I guess, 40-something of 100% of his salary, something like that, if he doesn't play the home games.
If I'm the Nets, I'd take John Wall.
Well, that's the next question, right?
I take him because, I don't need him. And
a lot of money to pay for something I don't need.
The contracts match.
Unfortunately, they don't. John Wall's making a solid $13 million more, so you'd have to throw in like a second player to make that work.
I do it. I get rid of Kyrie, and Kyrie can go play every game in Texas.
So there's the question: does Kyrie have the balls to continue with this? Will he stand by this decision and not play?
He's not getting vaxxed. He's not.
So if I knew that,
Kyrie goes to his own drum. He's not getting vaxxed.
He's not going to. You don't see a buckle because now it felt to me that the stance kind of softened with the statement. Look, this is me protecting the little guy. I'm not anti-vax.
Or he calls Kane, Evander Kane, and says, "Hey man, where'd you get that fake one? Where'd you get that fake card?" I don't know.
So by this logic, we don't expect to see Kyrie play this year.
Not if they don't trade him. And you'd have to trade him to a state where, like Texas, where it doesn't matter.
And how many owners can take that responsibility on if they're of you're bringing in an anti-vax type. The press that comes along.
From what
with
I hear
Kyrie
about
landing.
Houston's owner, I think he'd be okay with it.
You think so? Well, I
mean,
it
now
would make
you can't.
sense.
You can't go. I don't think he can go play against the Nets. He can't play against the Knicks, and he can't play against the Warriors.
As we sit
Well,
right
if
now.
he is for example, Houston Rocket traveling to New York
He
or
gets to
Brooklyn,
play.
he can play.
He just has to quarantine like the rest of the
Now,
league.
okay, now see, now this is where I go on the other side. And I'm like, now, how dumb is that? Like, okay, so when you're on the Nets, you can't be here, but if you go to the Rockets, you can be here.
Yes.
My
What?
guess is just the way it works. If you're a home team, you get to drive your own car in. You meet the home employees that are also
Around the regular
ushers.
fans.
If you're a visitor, you get off the bus and you go right into the locker room, and you can maintain social distancing and such.
All right. Trade him to the Rockets. I don't think, or here.
I'm looking at it, and there's just not really a way, because Kyrie Irving's making 35 and John Wall's making 44, so you have to make up that $9 million.
Send them LaMarcus.
Yeah, well, no, LaMarcus is only making league minimum two. Yeah,
he's making like 800,000.
They don't need to do anything. They don't need to do anything.
I think I'm not going to have a guy sitting around not doing anything.
If I'm
that
Sean
makes no
Marks,
sense to me.
Shoot, it happens all the time.
Not at $35 million.
Not at $35 million. But the fact of the matter is, that's already budgeted money. They're not losing anything. And the team is good enough. I mean, the team is good enough to go on. Why do I need to shake the apple cart? Because I don't think there's too many teams that are eager to trade for Kyrie.
Nobody.
I mean, so at the very soonest, it would be All-Star break. And even then, it would have to be a team that, one, I felt comfortable if I brought in a Kyrie, he wouldn't blow it up. And two, do I have the wherewithal? Do I have the money and the players to even go get him?
Right.
That's why I look at Kyrie as he comes to the realization a week or two from now that there's nobody coming for you. Because we're talking about a deal the likes of which of Ben Simmons. I would treat this, if I'm Sean Marks, the same way I do with Morey. The asking price is ridiculous because, quite frankly, I don't necessarily have to move him right now. I'm not awful. And they didn't play together last year anyway.
Yeah. They said Florida, Texas, somewhere in Florida, somewhere in Texas, where the salaries match. It's the only way it works.
You know, Pat Riley's made a few phone calls. Pat Riley's probably just like, you want our scraps?
Like, I'm just thinking about all the places where they're like, screw a mandate, and that's Florida and Texas. There ain't no team. Well, Hawks, but they have Trae Young. I know, but so that doesn't make any sense. But Miami, to make 35 million match is going to be tough regardless wherever you go.
As it stands, it's San Francisco and New York City. They're the only two places this is in effect.
Okay, got you.
Because even LA still has a similar thing, but the Staples Center has been ruled private.
Whatever. I'm so confused.
We're not going to see Kyrie for any time.
No,
it's going to go away very quickly. Unless the Nets just fall out of the gate, start stumbling quick.
No, that won't happen.
I don't think so either. I think that this is they came to the realization. Owner talked to the GM and coach and Nash. They all sat around. Well, you might lose a couple of games because he's not around, but the fact is we've got the cheat code in Kevin Durant. I mean, we're going to be okay in the short term. Only the depth will be an issue, and that'll be a long time from now. And the winds are changing as the positivity rates go down and the infections go down. As the vax rate goes up, the wind might change in a month and a half, and suddenly New York changes. You're welcome to play. And then I think that if I'm Sean Marks, I'm just going to wait it out. I'm just going to wait it out because of what you just said. It doesn't make any sense that a team can travel in and play here, but I live here and I can't play here.
Whatever.
I think that'll be ironed out as we get moving. Let's get everybody caught up on the headlines. Karl's got them. You need them. It's time for the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
Staying in the NBA, it's the Los Angeles Clippers extending guard Terrence Mann on a 2-year, $22 million contract. Mann averaged 7 points, 3.6 rebounds, and an assist and a half last season, primarily as a reserve for the Clippers, but offered a big lift in the postseason when they advanced to the Western Conference Finals after Kawhi Leonard was injured. Mann jumps from just under $2 million per year to $11 million per year.
But he have a 40 burger in the playoffs?
He had one 39-point game, but he didn't score
Mavericks,
15
right?
points. That was against the Jazz, and he didn't score 15 points anytime else in the playoffs.
No, he just went off and got paid. And respect, I think, man.
I mean, that's paid in my world. NBA world, that's the little quarters you have in your cup holder. What, 2 years, 22? Is that what you said?
It's pretty good for a guy making less than $2 million.
It's all right.
He's got game. He's one of those youngsters.
He'll probably get a really good chance to make that money during the Kawhi time or with the Kawhi out, or they'll realize, we maybe should have waited for him to be a free agent.
I love to see second-round draft picks make it in the NBA because that tells me they got there and they worked their ass off to keep playing. So, Terrence Arnold, congratulations. Moving on.
Headline 1.
The Bills' Cole Beasley deletes his Twitter account after Sunday night's win versus the Chiefs. Beasley's Twitter antics reached a boiling point when he and Bills defensive end Jerry Hughes publicly disagreed on the platform about vaccinations. When it was announced that Highmark Stadium would require vaccinations for entry, he offered to buy tickets for fans to see road games at stadiums that did not have that requirement. This season, Beasley has seen a downtick in his play as well. He's only been in 22 snaps on Sunday night, and the second lowest total, joining the Buffalo Bills since 2019. He had one catch for 5 yards against the Chiefs.
They will let you know, and the NFL is the one place where they will let you know, like, dude, we do not need you. We do not need you. You're not that important to us. And I love Beasley's game. Not his Twitter feed so much. The mixtape was all right. Kid got skills on the microphone, but they're slowly phasing him out, and they're still the best team in the NFL, right? So it's like, okay, we're not using you, and we're still we're still winning damn near. Well, they lost week 1 to Pittsburgh, but we still look like a team that's a Super Bowl contender. Days are numbered there. His days are numbered in Buffalo.
If he had 4 touchdowns and 35 catches and, first downs on desperate third down situations, that Twitter account would be up. He'd still be talking.
Well, the thing is, it's slowly going to, the more he uses Twitter, the less they use him.
Exactly.
So it's not like he can't play. It's just like, we're going to phase this guy out.
We had the opportunity going to training camp. I had the chance to meet him a couple times.
Right.
You got to have some swag as a wide receiver and a slot guy like him. You have to have some attitude. But I'm not sure if I had to be around him a lot, I'd like him.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? There's some things that I remember talking to him about. My kids were huge fans of his, not because of his game, not because of football, but he had some Insta posts. He had some videos of him dunking. I mean, he's like incredibly athletic. And I just brought that up. I said, my kids don't even know you as a football player. They know you as a YouTube dunk guy.
Yeah.
And he just said, well, white man can't jump? I said, chill.
Was he serious or
saying,
just kidding?
Respect that you have grown your brand outside of football. I mean,
he was being serious when he came in.
He kind of snapped back at me like, bro, you took it the wrong way. Wasn't trying to denigrate your football playing.
First of all, I don't care what color you are. If you're 5'9" and you can dunk, that's cool.
Man. The videos were cool, but I think the longer teams are around him, I think it happened with the Cowboys. They just got tired of it. Like, dude, you're not good enough to back up the kind of attitude you bring.
It's the social media for certain, A-listers, B-listers. It's the gift and the curse. Because trust me, he's got millions that love him for what? Love him for it, right?
Oh, yeah, SMU. I mean, they loved him in Dallas.
Love him for his views.
Oh, well, yeah.
There's millions that love him for his views, and then there's millions that are like, dude, shut up. And the NFL is just like, we just need you to play football. Antonio Brown found out the hard way. Juju found out the hard way. There's certain guys that use social media, and the teams end up telling them, hey, man, you got to chill out. Yeah, your freedom of speech or whatever, but when you start causing distraction, again, whoever this defensive lineman is that he got into it, like, yo, Cole, you got to see him in the locker room. Like, don't talk tough on Twitter and this guy you got to see every day. Because the defensive lineman, I'm guessing he outweighs him by about 200 pounds, and he may stuff him in a locker.
Do you think that
they're phasing him out?
Do you think the phasing out could be, you have a greater risk, a greater possibility of not being around? So if I put you in my game plan and there's something that we get good at and it's part and parcel of what we do, and we get into December and suddenly you're out on COVID for a couple of weeks.
Oh, I just think you're toxic. Like, dude, we just don't
Just
like you
toxic
around.
in general.
Yeah, we just don't like you around. Not, it ain't even because of your views. Like, people ain't, man, I don't think that's the case with Carson Wentz. Like, Carson's not on Twitter, like, being divisive. You know, we know Carson doesn't want to take it. We know Kirk Cousins doesn't want to take it, but it's not affecting the locker room. Like, when you're arguing with your teammates, nobody wants that around. Like, bro, just move. You know, I think it's more that than anything. I don't know.
Completely
I could be wrong.
Moving on.
Headline zero.
And this is the last one for y'all because I don't think we'll talk about it again. DeAndre Ayton really disappointed the Phoenix Suns haven't reached a deal on his new contract. I love Phoenix, but I'm really disappointed we haven't gotten a deal done yet, Ayton said after Tuesday's training camp practice. We were 2 wins away from winning a championship, and I just really want to be respected, to be honest. To be respected like all my peers, to be respected by their, like they're being respected by their teams, but my agents are handling it. I doubt he probably mentions it again after saying my agents are handling it.
A part of me gets it because I'm of the thought process that not everybody deserves max money. And I think sometimes with these teams you get caught up and paying a guy just because you're supposed to. Phoenix is good because they were deep. They were deeper than some teams, right? And if I have to pay Devin Booker, I'm paying Chris Paul, and if I pay Ayton, is that considering Chris Paul's age? Are those 3 guys, regardless? Like, when you pay 3 guys that much money, that means the other 9 guys you bring in could just be anyone. I don't know if Chris Paul, Ayton, and Devin Booker are bringing anyone a type of big 3 that can bring in any 9 players and still be successful. Yes, you could do that with Kevin Durant and James Harden. You could do that with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. There's certain big 3s where you're just like, give me 9 guys. I don't know if Chris Paul, Ayton, and Booker are those 3.
Just a reminder, the Spurs are slated to have the most salary cap space, so if it comes down to an offer sheet, they'll probably match it. So he's probably just mad that he has to go into that situation without guaranteed money and so on and so forth.
Just hope he doesn't call LaMarcus ahead of time. Like, hey, man, how was your experience there? Don't do it.
The Suns can offer him a 25% max deal in a 4-year at $133.3 million. That's the starting point from where that's the max they can pay him.
It's a lot of money.
And that's what that 25% max part for where he sits. And there's a 4-year option and a 5-year option. 5-year, you might get a little bit more. That's a little much for Ayton. It is. It's a little much.
But you're just in one of those positions where you almost have to.
It is. It's one of those things. His game. This argument about next quarterback up in the NFL, sometimes it's just about timing.
Yeah. I mean.
But what I do find shocking, and it's not that far out to there's no players coming in defense, not like you would expect that, because dollars and cents need to be held separate from the inside the locker room. That's another issue. If I'm the Spurs, if I'm anybody else, I'm just laying in the weeds because this doesn't look good.
I ain't getting my hopes up. I did that with John Collins, and we never had a shot. I ain't doing that again.
And
I'm not doing that.
Quite reached the John Collins level. I do think that
not yet. There's no reason to.
But this year, I do expect him to reach that. I do think he's going to play to a dollar value that the Suns aren't comfortable with, and continue thinking about what Karl's talking about. As the Spurs make it through this season, they have a whopping bank account,
and nobody's taking it.
Well, if they are going to get
the middle of the road guys, nobody's taking the Spurs money.
Well, because we have to overpay,
right?
But I always look at the domino effect. If DeAndre Ayton leaves, what causes the dominoes to fall all the way to San Antonio? And I do think there's a ripple effect there.
For sure. And
this does reflect Sarver, the owner of the Phoenix Suns,
he's just
being
a bad
the genuine
owner,
jerk as it is.
Yeah.
But I do think the Suns need him. I don't think they recognize how valuable he was in that little playoff run.
He was huge.
He was huge defensively, and one big play, that's enough to get paid in a lot of instances. We saw Terrence Mann have one great game just get extended. Now, certainly not the dollars we're talking about with Ayton, but he proved under fire that he is there. He's capable.
Yeah. Oh, no. We just got a Facebook. He said he's a guard-dependent big. I don't agree with that, JB, because it seems that way because Booker and Chris Paul dominate the ball. But let's say they featured him like Philly features Embiid. He's got footwork. He has game. He's just chosen the Chris Bosh role. It's better. They're a better team if he plays the Chris Bosh role. But if they needed to feed, let's say Chris Paul and Devin Booker are out for a couple weeks for COVID protocol, right? And they start running the offense through him, you'd be surprised. He can get buckets. I think he's guard dependent because he knows, like, hey, this for my team's betterment, I need to just be a dirty work guy. I don't think he's guard dependent. He's just not. He's not Clint Capella.
Well,
Clint Capella's guard dependent.
Yes, if you're playing with Chris Paul,
Yeah.
you're gonna be guard dependent.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is, like, if I feature Clint Capella, he can't get a bucket on the block.
Well, yeah.
Ayton can't.
I don't mind to have a post that's kind of guard dependent.
Right. I'm just saying, if they needed him to, he could go and average 20 and 15.
Well, there is the argument that this offense was kind of focused for a big to go get a lot of buckets, and he just kind of passed up on some shots. There is that backside of that.
Right.
But when you have the guy that's capable and you got a point guard, that's a failed argument in my mind. Does he need to improve on some of that? Yeah. And does he get the max? No. But it's more about how Phoenix seems to be handling this situation than how it works out. But normally in the end, everybody gets paid and they'll get happy. But it's odd that he's out
He'll
crying
get his
about
money.
this.
Maybe not what he wants, but he'll get his money.
Somebody asked him about it. He wasn't really crying about it.
Well, I mean, he's still, when you come out and say, I'm disappointed in how they treated me.
Like, you just felt like it just
what
get an extension shoved in your face. Like, hey, man, we love you. We want you. That's the respect factor. He didn't think he'd be in there haggling.
And but
it's a business.
And he should have known that was coming. His agency should have known as well, because Sarver's traditionally like that. Like him, though. I think Ayton's a good kid that's going to be
I love his game.
Not quite a superstar, but a certain star.
I love his game.
That's the 411 and a 210.
The paint, well, the story is still being told about John Gruden. The ramifications are going to roll all the way up to the Washington football team, but the fallout is growing, and questions are being asked about the NFL's investigation. The NFL has said they're not releasing any more. In fact, they didn't release any emails, how they were found and getting out by the Washington Journal, Wall Street Journal.
Right.
But what's next with this Gruden situation? The fallout. We'll get into that. We'll look very closely at a brand new NHL team. They're called the Kraken, and tell you who's going to go down in the history of the Kraken, the first goal scored. Dr. Jason Garrett's going to join us at 9 o'clock. We'll look very closely at the NFL's injuries and primarily at the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to give away some tickets when we get back. I've got some SmackDown tickets coming your direction. They're coming to San Antonio Friday, December the 3rd. You want to go, be here on the other side of the break. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
TexasCheerLiquor.com. Texas Cheer Liquor app, 4 locations, 2 on Petrenko, 1 in Highway 90 Montgomery, 1 in Palo Alto, at the Patron Plaza right next to Walmart. One-stop shop for all your liquor needs, beer, wine, liquor, and cigars. They got your kegs. They can deliver. You can do curbside. They got it all. It's all about convenience, and it's all about getting what you need. If they don't have what you need, they will order for you, and you'll get it in a couple of days. I've done it a couple of times, and they always come through for me. Texas Cheer Liquor, it's what we're rolling up. It's Wednesday night, so we got Thursday night football tomorrow. We got baseball. We got basketball. This is the best time in sports, so you don't want to be without. Make sure you get stocked up. Make sure you don't have to move around. Go and get everything that you need, and they'll help take care of you. That's Texas Cheer Liquor, TexasCheerLiquor.com, or download the Texas Cheer Liquor app. There's 4 different places you could do it, or you could do it online. It's all up to you. Texas Cheer Liquor.
Sports Center is brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. Available at HEB.
The Houston Astros are American League Championship Series bound after a 10-1 victory to defeat the Chicago White Sox in the divisional series. Jose Altuve scored 4 runs, had 3 RBIs, and went 3 of 5 from the plate to help the Astros to a Game 4 win. The Astros move on to play the Boston Red Sox. That series gets going Friday night with the 7:07 first pitch. A federal judge has denied a request by Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman La'el Collins for an injection that would have halted his 5-game suspension with 1 game remaining. Collins will be eligible to return after the Dallas bye week for a Halloween matchup against the Vikings. And in UTSA football, the Roadrunners add a home-and-home series against Air Force for a 2028 matchup in San Antonio and a 2032 game on the road at Air Force. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
R&R in the Morning, sitting with Jason Thompson. A lawyerforus.com is his website. 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson. I'm curious. I was in a car accident, but I wasn't the driver. I was just a passenger. Do I need a lawyer too?
I think anytime you are injured in an automobile collision, whether you were the driver, a passenger, the guy in the back seat, know this, that when insurance is involved, every insurance company I have ever heard of has a staff of lawyers on staff right now. As soon as that collision happens, whoever caused it is represented by an attorney. And if you think you're going to alone beat an insurance company's team of lawyers, you're sadly mistaken. The first thing you do is call me.
Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com, 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400, a lawyerforus.com.
Avid golfer Cam Warren played with joint pain for as long as he could.
Couldn't play golf for any extended period of time without braces and pain and chewing Advil for the entire day.
Then he turned to steroids.
Cortisone would last a few months, but it just inevitably came right back. Got to the point where I would have to wear ice packs to bed.
When the word surgery came up, Cam started looking elsewhere, and he found QC Kinetics. Natural biologic therapies, regenerative treatments that can repair and restore damaged tissue with no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. And now,
very proud to say that it has definitely changed my life. I've played 36 holes multiple days in a row without pain. Everything is great.
Call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation.
I would recommend QC to anybody.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics, 571-0318.
What does Airtron provide its employees? Stability, security, a sense of satisfaction at the end of each day. Airtron has immediate openings for HVAC service technicians and installers. Are you skilled with your hands? Do you have a high school diploma or equivalent? Have you attended tech school? Are you a self-starter who pays attention to detail but also enjoys being part of a winning team? If yes, apply today. Go online to airtronsa.com for employment opportunities. That's airtronsa.com. This opportunity is knocking.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fansville, a college football utopia. Fansville, where the lakes are stocked with ice-cold Dr. Pepper, and the autumn winds rustle with the sweet smell of football glory. And Dr. Pepper. It's a land flowing with onion dip, where even the food pyramid is shaped like a hot dog. Football. Where every yard gained is a yard worth celebrating, and every celebration is beyond excessive. With ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Return to glory this season with Fansville by Dr. Pepper. Grab some today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your wipers are streaking? It might be time for a new set. We've got a great deal to help you get the job done and get ready for that rainy fall weather. Right now, you can get a $15 AutoZone gift card when you buy 2 Bosch and Vision wiper blades. And we've even got more ways to shop. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
This is Jerry Jones, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's R&R in the Morning. He's Rudy, I'm Rob. He's Karl showing it. Go check us out live. We get up really early in the morning.
For y'all.
And we comb our hair if we have it.
What kind of joke is that,
I'm
bro?
just saying, we want to be presentable on camera so you can watch us.
There's only one person in here without hair.
Well, I'm just saying, we comb our hair if we have it.
That's I can't stand you right now.
Your mode is easier than ours.
Do y'all really do y'all's hair in the morning, though?
Well,
what do you do?
I wake
you just
up like this? You think this
so.
just happens?
You don't wear a do-rag at night?
I don't. I haven't put a do-rag on in a long time. I don't need the wave anymore. I let that go.
Should I just come in with how my hair comes out of the shower?
I guess I don't know. I don't want to be like insensitive. I thought y'all just throw your fingers through it and go to the side.
If there's an emergency.
See,
I need to get
you
out.
gotta have to learn about white people's hair.
I just figured y'all just do that little.
You think this just happens?
Y'all do that little footloose flip and you roll out.
I got product involved.
You got product?
Oh, there's product in here. There's a hair dryer involved. There's a comb. There's a brush.
You turn on the hair dryer at 4 a.m, Rob?
Not every morning, but 3 times a week.
I'd throw everything in the room at you if I was your wife.
Well, I mean, I'm not in the bedroom. I don't just like wake up and go to. But I mean, this just doesn't happen.
You just don't wake up. You didn't wake up like this, like Beyonce.
Put together, buttoned up like this.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, y'all look snazzy.
Oh yeah,
snazzy.
So, yep, we have to work a little bit harder in the morning.
Okay, yeah, I have my beard comb in the car, and that's it.
You comb your beard?
Yeah, I got to. It gets all rough.
Carl, yours is thick. You got a.
Carl got the
lumberjack
Carl
beard.
looks like He got the Game of Thrones going on.
Yeah,
you give him a wolf jacket and a.
I was told by the person who cut my hair and trimmed my beard last time not to touch it until the next time, and I need to schedule that again because the time.
See, I can't do that because then I get all this under the neck and it gets to looking rough, and it's just like nothing. Even if I put on good clothes, I look bad.
How old were you when you first had to shave?
18. I was in the Navy.
Were you like up until then? Did you shave
I
it off?
didn't have to.
No. What about you, Carl?
16.
16. Yeah, you can figure.
You?
Shoot, I don't think I had to shave till I was like 20.
Yeah,
I mean, I had the goat hairs coming out of my chin and all that, but I could have not.
I was fine until my short stint in the Navy, and then you have to get those little whiskers. Then once you start shaving, even though there's nothing there, then it just starts going out of control.
You learn that on other parts of your body.
Yeah, my chest. I do shave my chest hair.
I did for a while, and then it was coming in a little thick. It started coming back. It was.
Yeah, I shave my chest hair. I hate chest hair. I shave it. I don't get back hair. Thank gosh.
Thank goodness I don't either.
You have back hair, Karl?
I do. Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Y'all
are up against the break here.
Tell your lady to get that.
Hair.
Tell your lady to get that.
See, Carl's conducting the train. I got to give away something. Carl's
what do we got to give away?
Oh, it's John Cena's coming to town. It'll be December the 3rd. SmackDown will be in San Antonio. I don't have a current card. I just know that Cena will be the headliner, taking on a guy that's probably going to lose. Just my guess.
Yeah, I don't think Cena's going to be at SmackDown and lose. I think that's written in.
It'll be coming December the 3rd at the beautiful AT&T Center. You want to go and you don't win, you can go to WWE.com. To win, dial 656-3776. That's 656-ESPN, our Kielbasa Bacon phone lines. We're going to be giving away tickets all week long. This is your opportunity. Caller number 6. Going to win themselves a pair of tickets to go see the SmackDown national TV. We're a wrestling and a fight town here in San Antonio.
We are. I had no idea how popular wrestling was until they just kept coming back. I'm like, oh, wow, this must be
huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Hey, coming back, we have a brand new season that began last night. The NHL is in play and a brand new team playing. The Kraken.
Love it.
Somebody went down in history. The first goal scored. The NHL has begun. We'll look there. Dr. Jason Garrett's going to be just around the corner. Hang around with us. So much to talk about right here on San Antonio Sports Star. That's ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. You know, as we sit getting into a big weekend of sports, you need to make sure you're laying your money in the right way. I work with BetUS and have for quite some time. People ask me why. I tell them it's America's favorite sports book. For over 25 years, they've been in business. That is longevity that is brought on by integrity. They pay when they're supposed to pay. That's all you need to know. You need a sports book that also offers everything you want to bet on: live betting, MMA, golf, horses, esports, and all the props you're chasing. It's easy to sign up. It's 1-800-79-BET-US. Again, 1-800-79-BET-US. You do the talking, let the operators do the typing. It's easy, it's fast, and you'll be laying money before you know it. Nobody in the industry gives bigger bonuses than BetUS. And if you'll join right now, this is awesome, and use KZDC, you'll get up to 200% in bonuses on that first deposit. That is free money. If you're with another service, I'm not asking you to leave. I'm just asking you to try the best in the business, and that is BetUS.com. And remember, KZDC brings those bonuses. I bet at BetUS and have for quite some time. So should you. I want you to join BetUS.com today and start betting this evening. They're America's favorite sportsbook for a reason. I dare you to find out. That's BetUS.com. Use KZDC, BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Score $1,000 now. Enter the winning keyword, fall, F-A-L-L, fall at sasportstar.com. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Kane Brown, Blessed and Free Tour. Saturday, October 16th, AT&T Center. But I got one thing right. Special guests, Jordan Davis and Restless Road. See the meteoric rise of Kane Brown live. Tickets are on sale now at KaneBrownMusic.com. Presented by AEG Presents.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Your safety and full satisfaction is My Collision Center's top priority. Free estimates and no appointment necessary. We work for you. If you've been in an accident, visit My Collision Center for a free estimate today. With 5 area locations, visit mycollisioncenter.com.
Wake up to Wendy's and get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got you.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not valid in the combo.
Making Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
The 2005 Texas Longhorns began the season ranked number 2 and stayed there all season. Their defense allowed only 16 points per game, while their Vince Young-led offense averaged 50. The Longhorns went on to face USC in the BCS National Championship game against top-ranked USC, winning 41-38 in what many consider one of the greatest college football games ever played.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
You know that feeling when your team adds that one player that has every skill they've been looking for? Well, it's time your business knew how it felt too. LinkedIn Jobs taps into a network of over 770 million professionals to find the right people for your role. Then their filtering and prioritization tools help you narrow down to just the most qualified candidates for you. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn number 1 in increasing the quality of hire versus leading competitors. Post a job for free at linkedin.com/sports. That's linkedin.com/sports.
The arrival of fall means playoff baseball. Who sweeps? Who makes a surprise run for the pennant? Major League Baseball's playoffs lives here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
San Antonio's home for sports talk is right here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hey, we might need some help. Welcome on to R&R In The Morning.
Who's somebody?
He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Karl showing producing and curious. So might be having some trouble with our phones.
I think so, for sure. SmackDown, it didn't blink once. Something's wrong.
There's something going on around the radio ranch. So if you tried to get through and got a busy signal.
Well, no busy signal, it just won't go through.
It's just not even dialing, just quiet, huh? Our telephony system might be having some issues. So if we didn't win or you tried and didn't get it, don't worry. The tickets aren't gone. We'll figure out what to do with them. So we now have 4 sports if you're covering the WNBA as well, in full regular season action. NHL began last night. We had the beginning of a brand new franchise, the Seattle Kraken. Great name.
They get it cracking. The Kraken get it cracking.
They went in to play the most recent NHL expansion team, the Vegas. What are they? The Tough Guys? I don't know what the Vegas team is.
The Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights. That's what it is.
NBA, what are y'all waiting on? MLB, what are y'all waiting on? Get to Vegas.
Get to Vegas. We heard from Adam Silver. Yeah, well, they felt like Las Vegas is a partner already. I mean, they spend the month of July there and play games. And
Team USA trains there.
The home for Team USA. And every team that feels like they deserve a franchise, Seattle, Nashville.
I wouldn't expand. I would make someone move. I wouldn't expand. I don't think the NBA needs expansion. When your ratings are already going down, people don't care about the season. Oh, people only care about the season 2-3 months out of the year, other than people like you, myself, you, and Karl, who are basketball junkies. There's no need to expand. You have an even number of teams. No need to expand. It's just, trust me, there's one. I mean, the Bucks new owner signed a contract that said he promised not to move them. There's somebody that quietly wants to move there. You know what I mean?
They're in Memphis.
Like Sacramento wanted to, then they end up getting their state-of-the-art arena. Maybe your Memphis. Trust me, somebody wants to be in Vegas. There's no need for expansion.
Memphis has been back and forth on potentially going to Nashville.
Yeah,
and
that would
Seattle,
be a good place for them.
Seattle will probably eventually get an expansion because they don't want to move somebody to Seattle because the Sonics fans feel like that's kind of not right.
That ain't right. Seattle does deserve a team. Vegas.
New Orleans is always in the rumors, and man, I just
they
feel
don't
bad.
They don't even care about the Pelicans. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's teams, like they had the Saints brass running the Pelicans. Now, I mean, I know they've changed since then. I think David Griffin's there now, right? The guy that was with
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
But the Benson still owned the
You see
Saints.
what I'm saying? Like, they
and the
don't
Pelicans.
care about them. It's a tax write-off, man. Go to Vegas. Go to Seattle. I don't know. There's a few teams that's like, whatever, man, get out of there.
The worst part is, for whatever reason it is, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, we hear Zion's on the rocks with New Orleans. They just can't keep their superstars around, and a team that can't keep their superstars around probably won't be a team much longer.
Go to Vegas. Then you don't have to worry about a diehard fan base. Then when you're in town, like, hey, man, the Vegas Jump Stars are playing. Let's go.
Do you think the NBA wants to be in Vegas?
Yes.
You think that?
Absolutely.
They don't like it felt to me like Adam Silver was telling, you're on the list, but we like to have this as kind of our, let our hair down, go hang out for a little bit, and we'll come back and see you later instead of an everyday occurrence.
Well, when David Stern was around in that 2007 All-Star game, it was sort of a test to see how LA would handle an NBA team, and it was a failing grade as far as I understand. I want to say big part of it was just it's too crazy of a town.
Too crazy. Yeah, I remember Vegas All-Star Weekend was a madhouse.
But NFL is different because it's once a week, right?
True.
Is that why the NFL is going to be? I think it's going to be a marked success, though. I think as time goes on, the Raiders will play fewer and fewer home-feeling games because there'll be more of the other fan in the building.
You don't know who they're rooting for. You don't know who the home team is because it's like, like this past week, it felt like the Bears. It felt like a Bears home game,
and I think that's
Chicago took over that place.
An ongoing issue, and because I think the NBA would probably run into the same thing. More importantly, because when you get a brand new franchise, it's normally awful.
Yeah,
and you have access to everything else around Vegas. I just don't think that's a very good move. I like the idea of Vegas being give them the permanent All-Star game. I have no problem with that. Play every All-Star game in Vegas. The players would love it. They already spent the month of July there for the Summer League. But the threat of Vegas, because they can supplement, everything Vegas can do, nobody else can even match that.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you also run into the situation. There's the benefit of playing in LA or New York or Miami. It's the glamorous town. But the tax implications for playing in California and LA in LA or anywhere in California and New York are high. You're paying pretty high tax rate. Vegas offers all that and zero income tax.
Didn't think about that aspect.
So the draw to players is even bigger. It might become just a competitive disadvantage to the extent that what's the point?
Right.
James Harden would totally be down to be the Vegas franchise face.
Well, then you would get that built-in home court advantage of the other team just got in last night and spent some time away from the hotel and practice facilities playing and doing what NBA players do in a 24-hour town.
They say LA nightlife is undefeated. I bet you Vegas nightlife is up there.
I would take LA over Vegas. I would take LA over Vegas.
I can see that.
Why?
LA's cooler. Vegas is crazier.
Yeah.
I just like LA is like, it's just, you have a variety of, like, you can do, it's so much different thing. Like, you can do a soul day brunch. Like, it's just a different thing. Vegas is kind of, I don't know. After you've been to Vegas a few times, you're like, okay, I get it.
You know the route.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, of course, like, let's say I got a buddy that's never been, like, yo, well, I'll go with you. But it's not like, I don't crave Vegas, but I like it a lot.
I know a lot of people that do.
I enjoy it a lot.
But crave is a good term. I know people that crave it.
Really?
Yeah. Jason Minnick's being one of them. He craves it. He just starts getting itchy. I like the glitz and the glamour, but that was a long time ago.
Right.
Now I've just found are the chairs comfortable? Is there a place for me to sit?
That's right.
That's really all I'm worried about.
I like a good pool party though. No, the pool parties are unmatched.
Hey, we're an hour in. Well, actually, we are 2 hours into our Big Score daily $1,000 giveaway. Every hour, literally every hour, you have the opportunity, the chance to win $1,000. All you got to do is listen. Listen closely. We're going to give you a keyword every hour. Take that keyword, go to sasportstar.com, enter it, and you too could be a $1,000 cash winner as the Big Score continues. When we come back in the 9 o'clock, Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti will join us. We'll look at the Dallas Cowboys injury list. Worried about calves for Michael Gallup. When is he going to return? Spurs are dealing with a couple of nagging injuries. We'll talk about Zach Collins. Is he going to be coming back in December? And Trey Jones, are we going to get him on the court? That ankle is slow in progress. Injuries on top of the list, and Dr. Jason Garrett's going to talk about it next. Hang around with us. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This place is fantastic. I had my doubts like everyone always does. However, visiting them, taking and talking about the details over finances and them giving me the best deal on my car out of all the places I went, I wouldn't go to a dealership before you check these guys out. They're competitive and willing to pay top dollar for your car. Super fast, easy to talk to. They helped me get out of a financial crunch, and I can't thank these guys and gals enough. Hands down, the best place I've ever been to, highly recommended. That's CarZeus, CarZeus.com. Whether you owe money, don't owe money, got your title, regardless, they're trying to put some money in your pocket. Go to CarZeus.com, make an appointment. They'll get you in and out of there within an hour. And if you like what they offer you, you'll be in and out of there an hour with a check in hand. Check them out. If you don't believe me myself, go and look at all the 5-star reviews they had, like the one that I just read. And they're also doing a referral program now at carzeus.com/referral/. So there, even if you don't go, you can still make some money off of CarZeus by sending your friends, family, and whoever else you can think of. So go to CarZeus, check them out yourself, see if they can get you in and out of that car, and they'll get you in and out an hour with a check in hand. That's CarZeus.com.
San Antonio Sports Star Pro Football Pick'em. Online at sasportstar.com. Can you pick the perfect matchups all season long? If so, you could win $50,000. Weekly winners score gift cards to Pinkerton's Barbecue and the Mellow Mushroom. For official contest rules and to play, visit sasportstar.com. Must be at least 21 years old to play this nationwide contest. One winner will be selected at the end of the season. The Pro Football Challenge from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
At Manrique Custom Vision, you'll find some people just aren't good candidates for Z-LASIK. That's why they have different technologies for different patients. They are a custom vision center focused on helping people get rid of their glasses and contacts. Rudy J here. Call them today for a complimentary consultation to see what's right for you. Financing is offered to all FSA and medical spending accounts accepted. Get treated like family by Dr. Manrique. Call 354-2020 for the Manrique difference. That's 354-2020.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
R&R in the Morning, sitting with Jason Thompson. A lawyerforus.com is his website. 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson, I'm curious. I was in a car accident, but I wasn't the driver. I was just a passenger. Do I need a lawyer too?
I think anytime you are injured in an automobile collision, whether you were the driver, a passenger, the guy in the back seat, know this, that when insurance is involved, every insurance company I have ever heard of has a staff of lawyers on staff right now. As soon as that collision happens, whoever caused it is represented by an attorney. And if you think you're going to alone beat an insurance company's team of lawyers, you're sadly mistaken. The first thing you do is call me.
Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com, 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400, a lawyerforus.com.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Anna. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Here at the Home Depot, we want to help you do big. Bigger. Even epic. From small tools to earth-moving equipment, we've got your DIY covered. No matter how big or small. And at the Home Depot, you can rent and reserve online and pick up in store. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Hi, it's Flo from Progressive, and today I'm at a tailgate to tell these diehard fans the good news.
No thanks, not interested.
Okay, but you and I have a lot in common.
Oh, yeah?
Sometimes when people compare our rates to our competitors at Progressive.com, we lose, and we both hate when our team loses. It eats at our souls and keeps us awake at night.
Wait, what team? This is a concert.
Oh, then I need a whole new metaphor.
Yeah, you do.
Shop and compare rates at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
In college football, Goodyear knows a new season means new possibilities, where every Saturday is an opportunity on the road to greatness. No matter if you're out there playing your hardest or cheering the loudest from the sidelines, tailgating in the parking lot, or your favorite spot to watch the game, Goodyear knows passion is what drives us forward all the way to the playoffs. That's the road that moves us. Goodyear, more driven.
One team, one mission. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Rob Thompson, Rudy J. R&R in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's Wednesday, the 13th. If you had to be at work at 9, better go get some tacos. You're running late. I'd like to welcome on the show, good friend, most fit man I know.
For sure.
Dr. Jason Garrett of Veracity joins us for our weekly. We look at the injuries affecting your sporting life and maybe keep you healthy along the way. Dr. Garrett, welcome aboard. How's your morning going?
Hey, my morning's going great. Just trying to enjoy this cooler weather.
Feels good out there, don't it?
And with the advent of cooler weather, it certainly does make it easier to kind of get back on that health kick. Get outside and run a little bit in the evenings and It just makes it easier to kind of get. I find that in the fall, my wife's eager to start doing far more active things. And when you start jumping out and doing stuff, we talk about keeping yourself healthy, but to be healthy, you got to do some things to keep yourself going. Before we look at the Dallas Cowboys, specifically, a couple of players dealing with some lower leg injuries. Let's talk about getting ready and getting yourself healthy, Dr. Garrett. If you're starting a new health regimen, you always talk about stretching, but a lot of people don't know how to do it. How do you recommend starting a workout for a guy that might not be in great shape?
That's actually super common. So the one thing you don't want to do is jump in and go too hard, too fast. So if you're trying to get it all in a week or a month or 2 months, you got to rearrange your goals here and really think about 6 months out to a year out and really try to make small improvements consistently over that time. And it'll be shocking how big of a difference that makes if you can just stay consistently doing a little bit more every week than the week before. But as far as stretching, there's a couple of things that most people neglect, and that's really your hips and your shoulders. Because if your hips and your shoulders aren't moving well, it's going to cause you knee pain, back pain, ankle pain, neck pain, all kinds of other things. So those really dynamic joints, the hips and the shoulders, the ones that move the most, if those are really healthy, most other things are going to be good. So focus on those first.
People won't listen to me, Doc, because I'm out of shape, right? So can you talk about how important it is? Just let's say, because Rob just said, I'm kind of expanding on Rob's question. You just walked 30 minutes to 45 minutes a day. How big of a difference does that make? Because from what I've researched, it does wonders. But again, it's received better from somebody that's in shape.
Yeah, if you walk 30 to 45 minutes a day, you are way ahead of the curve. So one thing that's going to get better, your overall metabolic condition is going to get better. So your likelihood of developing diabetes is going to go way down. Hypertension, a lot of the drugs that people are on to manage those conditions, you can actually get off of those things just by walking 30 to 45 minutes a day. It's one of the most healthy things you can do. Just by moving, it helps all of your organs, all of your systems run more efficiently, and then makes life a lot more enjoyable.
One of the great things about Arasti is not only does it get you back in the game, but it'll keep you in the game by things that you were taught. When I look at guys that are in the NFL, we're 4 or 5 weeks in, and now we're starting to see the repetitive use injuries, those overuse injuries that are just part of the NFL season. When you're dealing with, preemptive therapies, what are you dealing with athletes in the lower leg issues, strains and pulls in their calves, which seem to never go away? We got Donovan Wilson with the Dallas Cowboys, who's been dealing with a groin issue for a month now. How do you get yourself or keep yourself healthy, or how do you get yourself back when you're dealing with these soft tissue injuries like what you guys specialize in, and getting yourself back into the game? Like Donovan Wilson, and is it just rest, or can you be proactive when you're dealing with those kind of like groin or hamstring issues to get yourself back playing?
Yeah, this is actually a really good question you bring up. And rest is going to be your enemy for those kind of injuries. Now, if you tore something, you tore a ligament, ACL, yeah, you got to rest that. That's got to heal. You break a bone. But anytime you have a soft tissue injury, whether it's a sprain, even a pretty bad, groin hamstring pull or tear, if you put functional stress on it through its full range of motion, it's going to heal 10 times faster. So the thing about the analogy of, 20 years ago, grandma gets a knee replacement, and then they've got her laid up in bed for a week with a little machine moving her knee back and forth. Fast forward to now, grandma gets her other knee replaced. An hour after surgery, they have her walking down the hallway, putting functional stress on that, because they've learned that the sooner you put good functional stress on connective tissue, the faster and more completely it heals. So those guys in the NFL, that even if they have groin pulls and hamstring pulls, they're getting them and doing some weightlifting, some functional movements with their feet on the ground, and taking it through full range of motion, not partial range of motion, so it heals completely.
He is Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasti, but all around San Antonio for sure, easy to find. Go to arasti.com for a map and locations for everything you can, and I'd highly recommend them. Now let's talk about specific injuries, particularly Michael Gallup. Gallup's been on IR for a bit of time, and while certainly we're eager to have him back, his absence really hasn't affected the Cowboys. When you look at Gallup and the injury that he's dealing with in the calf, what are you expecting to see, and what's the normal time frame on a return like this?
If it's a really bad calf pull, you can look at 6 to 8 weeks for those, mostly because the calf tends to heal and feel pretty good pretty fast. So let's say you strain it today, 2 weeks from now, you're like, man, I feel pretty good. I got all my strength back. I can lift weights. as soon as you go for that first explosive movement again, a lot of times it just unravels and becomes a brand new fresh pull. So calves are super tricky. If you don't bring those back at the right time and really test it well before you go back into a game situation, your odds of pulling it again are extremely high. So it's not uncommon at all for calf pulls to take 6 to 8 weeks to fully recover.
The thing that I'm always puzzled by, Doc, is, a lot of these guys, they work on everything. Like a lot of these guys are in the best shape of their lives. Like the non-contact injuries, ACL, Achilles, I guess it's just freak accidents. Cause I know their muscles are built up around that. How do the non-contact injuries come about?
Yeah, freak injury is kind of a good way to describe it. There's a lot of things you can do to prevent that, to strengthen all the tissues.
Yeah, okay, that's the question then.
But unfortunately, for something like an ACL, it's all about the timing of the muscle contraction. So that's why they call them non-contact injuries. You go to plant and you twist, and for whatever reason, your quads and your hamstrings aren't communicating very well, and they're both contracting at the same time, or one's not when it should be. And then the ACL just ruptures. Same for an Achilles tendon. A lot of times you don't see those with the very explosive movement. It's more of like a bounce pass, a chest pass on a basketball player. They lean back and push, and just by stretching that tendon for whatever reason, maybe each person has a set number of explosive moves in there, and it just explodes. So you look at especially the Achilles tendon injuries, you see those like, how did that even happen?
Right.
You've done that 10,000 times. Why did it blow? It's just wear and tear, and sometimes you only have so many movements in them.
San Antonio Spurs are going to begin the regular season a week from today. As preseason has gone on, I think a lot of Spurs fans have been eager to see Trey Jones. He had a spectacular summer, the likes of which we did not expect, and we'd hoped to see him fighting for at the very least a roster spot and maybe some playing minutes. With an ankle like he's dealing, a sprained left ankle, what is a typical therapy for a guy that's trying to get back on the court? What would Trey Jones be doing today, do you figure, to get himself back on the court to get playing?
He'll be doing a lot of soft tissue treatment, so getting the muscles that support the ankle treated, actually working on some of the ligaments to get them to heal a little bit faster. But then most importantly, a lot of dynamic movement. So a lot of balance and stability work where you're really working on the proprioception. Because what happens with an ankle sprain, there's a lot of swelling in there. And even when the swelling goes down, as long as the tissues are still injured, you have what are called mechanoreceptors or proprioceptive nerve endings within ligaments and tendons. If those are swollen, it slows down your contraction time and makes you more likely to injure it again. So you've got to really do a good job of warming it up. If you watch Tony Parker years ago, before every single game, he was doing all kinds of dynamic movements on the court with the trainers because he had a history of spraining ankles and calf injuries. And if he didn't warm it up really well, he was more likely to injure it. So expect him to be doing a lot of movements that require a lot of balance and stability.
Tony Parker, a consistent Arasti user for sure. Dr. Jason Garrett joins us on the weekly every Wednesday for our injury talk. He'll be back next week. If you need that kind of assistance, let me tell you, Rusty, all around San Antonio, 1-800-404-6050 is the number you need. The website to visit is Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Hey, Dr. Garrett, thanks for stopping by today. We look forward to talking with you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Dr. Jason Garrett. Boy, I tell you, he's one of the better dudes around the city.
Yeah, and the facility is awesome. I remember when it was maybe a month ago we were over there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful facilities. I still haven't got over there by my lower back.
I'm telling you.
But it's been better. It's been better.
The lacrosse ball is your friend.
I still
the roll bar is the rolling pin thing is your friend, and the stretching exercises that they teach you will keep you out. It is ridiculous. The little bit of effort that you can put forward on your own saves so much pain down the road. That's what Arasti does for you. Let's get everybody caught up on the headlines. Karl has them stacked deep, and he's selling them cheap. Let's get the 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
This one comes out of Utah. Dwayne Wade's son Zaire signing with the G League and will join the Jazz affiliate, the Utah Stars. The 6'2", 170-pound hooper was a 3-star high school prospect alongside Bronny James at Sierra Canyon, and most recently suited up for the Brewster Academy in New Hampshire for a post-grad year. Zaire reportedly got looks from programs like South Carolina, DePaul, Nebraska, Toledo, and Rhode Island. But on Tuesday, it was reported by Shams Charania that he's going to forego college to play for the Jazz Salt Lake City Stars, according to Shams Charania.
Isn't his dad a
He is an
small
owner.
percentage owner of the Jazz?
Very small, but his owner.
You know, my first thought was, kid, go to school. But he don't have to go to school. His dad's worth $150 million.
Life is who you know.
Yeah. So, yeah, go play pro basketball. Go do it.
See what you gotta pursue it to see if this is what it's gonna be. If not, then I can move on to something else. But we all know hoopers, and they all make, after college or after high school, you go and pursue it, see what it is, and then if it doesn't work, you move on to
go do
entrepreneurship. Because he's not going to be going to 9 to 5.
No.
But the G League isn't glamorous.
No,
it's a grind. It's full of guys trying to make it to the league, or they're on their last chance as NBA veterans. I would prefer to go to a college if I'm a 19-year-old kid.
I would think. But
not everybody wants to go to school.
Well, the sad thing is he's not his daddy.
No.
He's a very good basketball
who is?
player. Right. So he's always going to have this, is that your weight?
Right.
Let's see this. Because Bronny's a baller.
He's all right.
Sharif O'Neal's a baller.
Sharif can
Those
hoop.
guys have game. Bronny's got game. Do not discount how good he is.
Okay.
I mean, he's as good as he's not quite as good as the hype will be.
No. There's plenty of guys
he's
better.
He's in the top 30 in this country coming out. He is that good. I'm not
I
kidding.
disagree.
I watched.
First of all, I don't know about 30. I don't know who the top 30 is, but he's cool.
But Zaire is not that.
No.
And to step into the depths of, like Karl was just saying, now it's a job, and you're playing against guys that are literally playing for their lives. You're gonna walk out and get in your Porsche, win, lose, or draw. They're gonna go home back to your mansion, win, lose, or draw. So the dedication and desire is gonna have to be proven. And I'll tell you, a year in prep school over at Brewster, that's up in the Northeast. That's not an easy life either.
I'll say I don't know what post grad school is.
It's prep school. It's
okay.
A lot of.
I know I've heard about it, but I'm like, okay, so are you in high school? Are you in college? Who are you playing against?
But they're playing a lot of JVs, a lot of community colleges, a lot of junior college, and they're also playing some of the factories like IMG and the likes of that.
Gotcha.
So it's just another year before you lose any college eligibility. But good for him. But it does seem like the ultimate AAU team. Like, yeah, I'll just go buy into the Jazz and you can play for them for a bit.
Yeah,
thanks,
he
Daddy.
stretched out a bit finally too. He was a little guy for a long time. He stretched out, arms got a little long, got a little bit taller. I don't think he's quite his dad's height, but he grew some, which is good.
And you want to talk about extraordinary coaching in his entire life. The guy knows what he's doing on the court.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Further ahead than most. Moving along.
And, just real quick on Bronny James. He is 6'3", 180 guard in the class of 2023. He has offer from Kentucky. So that's the main thing going on with Bronny. He's listed as the 49th, according to ESPN's top.
That's good.
That's
good.
Much respect. The kid can play. This is not him riding on his dad's coattails at all. He legitimately has game.
Oh, 49 is good. Out of the
I would have thought he was higher. I thought, what did I say, 30? That's about right, though. Yeah, moving on.
Headline 1.
Ben Simmons passes his physical and has a, quote, brief meeting with the Philadelphia 76ers front office, sources say. The 76ers All-Star passes physical, held a meeting with the team's front office on Tuesday, but remains ineligible to participate in team-related activities until Friday at the earliest due to NBA health and safety protocols, sources have told ESPN. Simmons met with the Sixers president of basketball operations, Daryl Morey, and general manager Elton Brand. His first conversation was with them since August, and sources described it as brief. So just in and out, hey, I'm here. How you doing?
Trade me.
Awkward.
Pay
Friday's
me.
going to be weird.
I kind of wonder if the story here suggests he's unvaccinated as well.
I don't know. I'm so vaxxed out. I don't know. But he's at work. He ain't going to be missing any more money.
Time to start stirring the pot.
When is he eligible to get back on the court? He's in protocol right now.
Friday is the first potential opportunity.
So
that's going to be.
I don't know what the vaccine. Doesn't that mean he is vaxxed?
Yeah,
if he just showed up,
if he come back Friday, then he's good to go.
No, he showed up Monday, and he can't come in
I still
until
think
Friday.
that's about right. Because if not, I would think it'd be about 2 weeks. Who knows?
I don't care.
But I just know whenever he steps on the court in Philly,
and I heard Doc Rivers say, "Oh, he's here."
Is that Doc was surprised?
He hadn't called me.
Doc was surprised.
Yeah, he acted surprised. That's not a good sign.
Because he just snuck in town.
Gonna get weird. It's gonna get fun. Come on, Ben. Come to practice on Friday.
Trade that man.
Will we get the Kawhi Leonard helicopter following the Suburban through the Toronto traffic?
I hope so.
I hope we get the helicopter following Ben Simmons from his place.
I'm down
probably
for
in
it.
Jersey, all the way into Philly for practice. He's pulled into the parking lot.
He's getting out. That was so crazy.
Oh man,
it was awkward.
Ben wants that so badly. He wants to be treated like that. It just won't happen in Philly. Moving along, Ben Simmons.
Headline 0.
The Los Angeles Lakers debut their LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook combo in a preseason loss to the Golden State Warriors. And while the combination of the three on the court for the first time resulted in another defeat, and they're 0-5 in their exhibition schedule, a little bit of quoting coming from LeBron James. It's going to take a minute for us to become the team that we know we're going to be capable of being. We're going to have to put moments aside where we are right there, but we might take a step backwards as well. That's all part of it. I think that it's nothing worth having if it's not worth working for.
When they were out there, the 360, Lakers 360 looked good.
Is that the total number of years on the court? The total age?
No, that's
360 years of
Anthony
basketball
Davis
player?
Anthony Davis is number 3, LeBron is number 6, and Westbrook is 0.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah. So, they come up with all kind of stuff. They looked good when they were out there together. And you mentioned Rondo now. They got Ariza's out, and the other young guy from the G League that played at Iowa State.
Taylor Tucker.
Yeah, he's out. He's having some type of surgery as well. So they're already down 2 guys, but they're deep enough to overcome that. Going to be a lot of low management, but again, if they're healthy, you're going to have hell beating them.
Every old guy who's ever walked onto the court should be cheered for this.
Yeah.
I mean, just to watch a bunch of old dudes just be smarter.
They're going to be tough,
savvy and smart and just outthink you.
Yeah,
Should be
LeBron has a
looking forward to
chip on his shoulder because we keep calling them old. He has a chip on his shoulder. Westbrook has something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And it just comes down to, the nights where Anthony Davis feels like playing.
So you got
It'll be
Anthony,
tough to beat.
LeBron, Melo, Russell,
Dwight Howard, Rondo.
If they, and obviously health is going to play a huge role
factor.
But let's take that out of the equation. What is the fatal flaw in the makeup of this team? If everybody stays healthy and they lose in a playoff game, why do you think it will happen?
Spacing. They don't have any shooters of that big three. Anthony Davis is the best three-point shooter among them, and they're sort of limiting his efficiency if they're trying to make him a three-point shooter. Same with LeBron.
Can't they just
Westbrook
punk you though?
Well, I think they could generate the old school three. I think there's 3-point plays to be had, but the clock will be stopped for a lot of them because they'll be and one buckets. Right. I think Russell's going to live at the rim, and that's how he's going to get his threes like he always has. But I see Russell Westbrook as the pivot point on this team. Russell subjugates his game like he can. We've seen him. He can do it. I think they'll be okay. But if Russell needs to be Russell every now and again and it gets out of hand,
who's dominating the ball? Who's getting the ball? Because Russ and Harden, that was tough for them to figure out. And they had only lasted 1 year. LeBron is used to having the ball in his hands. That's why Kyrie was like, you know what? I got to go do something else. Russ needs the ball in his hand. Russ has never played off the ball. LeBron hasn't played off the ball in God knows when. So, that's why LeBron says it's going to take us some time.
The natural age when a guy like LeBron gets older, the idea was they get closer and closer to the basket, right? Like, you get older and suddenly you don't have it like Magic did as his career went on. His game got closer and closer to the paint.
Right.
And you just think LeBron would be there, and you could use him as
he's going farther out. He's threes.
Now he's thinking he's older and wants to be the point guard and only have to deal with about 40 feet of offense in between the 3-point arcs. So it's going to be interesting to find whether Russell will be a point guard and allow LeBron to get into the paint and become maybe the pivot point to the offense, or does Russell need we're going to run into a Ben Simmons Embiid thing. There's too many bodies in the paint.
I think Melo's a better three-ball shooter than Anthony Davis.
I don't know about the three. I would say deep shooter, yes.
He's a better shooter.
I could double check that, but I think Melo's primarily become a spacing three
mid-range
in his career.
Oh, okay.
He shoots mid-range too, but basically to be more of a shooter than anything.
I don't envy Vogel, though I think it would be a lot of fun to coach these guys. I don't envy him because Only perfection pays on this one.
Yeah.
If you're a little off, then you're an utter failure.
I'd be shocked if they didn't win it all.
It all hinges maybe on Kyrie and his jab status. Moving along.
That's the 411 and a 210.
The 411 and the 210. There's a big old billboard that is empty. You want to sponsor something? I'm just throwing that out there. We just throw that out to the wind because you get a couple calls. You never know what's going on. What do I have left to give away, Karl? Do I have anything left sitting in our prize box?
I don't think anybody can call us still, but you do
we're
have
dealing with
the
phones.
Dune tickets.
I have noticed a bunch of people running up and down the hall. I'm going to go check on the status of our phone system, and if we do have the availability to give them away, I got some Dune tickets to hang around. We'll continue talking NBA. The Astros are on their way. Let's look at how they beat the Sox, and as they get ready for, they put the black ones down. They're about to take on the red ones. Dodgers in San Francisco is hot. Major League Baseball in play. Man, so much to talk about today. Don't forget Blitz this afternoon, halftime at noon. Right now, let's pay for this fantastic radio program and eagerly await the visit from Sean Rima, he of KTSA. You're on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Tri-County Meat Market's waiting on you. This is going to be a fantastic weekend to grill. We're talking mid-70s. You don't have to sweat over the grill. You don't have to have that towel wiping off the sweat as you're watching your brisket for the 13th hour. This weekend, I want you to head over to Tri-County Meat Market. Pick up something unique, something different. Try something new on a beautiful weekend like this. Football weather in play. Cook the right way with Tri-County Meat Market because they specialize. They are your local meat purveyor that has the very best. You're looking for Wagyu upper choice. You're looking for prime Angus beef cuts. Of course, Tri-County has it. You're looking for locally sourced coming out of Floresville, Dean and Peeler meats. Oh, my goodness. Fork and good. Fork to table's what they've got. You want the spiced and prepared fajitas, both beef and chicken. Man, I'm telling you, try them. Try the poppers. Try the Texas toothpicks. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get there. Also, everything you need around the grill, they've got that too. A new and interesting rub? Yes, they have all that you're looking for. You're looking for the vegetables to go along with it? Yes, they got fresh produce. While you're there picking up your 5 for $25, yes, you can add the fresh produce in as well. Tri-County has 2 great locations, over on Huebner Road, out on Ralph Fair, both easy to get to, both fully stocked and waiting on you. And if you're a first responder, before you even walk in the door, you know you're getting a 10% discount. I'm talking to you military types, your police, your firemen, your EMTs. Go check out their website, tricountymeat.com. Go check it out for sure. Fill your cupboard with 5 for $25. Grab those specials. Do something unique this week and impress your friends and family. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over there, grab your meat, and I'll tell you what, thank me later.
ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
The Houston Astros are American League Championship Series bound after a 10-1 victory to defeat the Chicago White Sox in the divisional series. Jose Altuve scored 4 runs, had 3 RBIs, and went 3 of 5 from the plate to help the Astros to a Game 4 win. The Astros move on to play the Boston Red Sox. That series gets going Friday night with the 7:07 first pitch. A federal judge has denied a request by Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman La'el Collins for an injection that would have halted his 5-game suspension with 1 game remaining. Collins will be eligible to return after the Dallas bye week for a Halloween matchup against the Vikings. And in UTSA football, the Roadrunners add a home-and-home series against Air Force for a 2028 matchup in San Antonio and a 2032 game on the road at Air Force. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Karl Schoening.
R&R in the Morning, sitting with Jason Thompson. A lawyerforus.com is his website. 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400. Jason Thompson, I'm curious. I was in a car accident, but I wasn't the driver. I was just a passenger. Do I need a lawyer too?
I think anytime you are injured in an automobile collision, whether you were the driver, a passenger, the guy in the back seat, know this, that when insurance is involved, every insurance company I have ever heard of has a staff of lawyers on staff right now. As soon as that collision happens, whoever caused it is represented by an attorney. And if you think you're going to alone beat an insurance company's team of lawyers, you're sadly mistaken. The first thing you do is call me.
Jason Thompson, a lawyerforus.com, 210-900-0400. 210-900-0400, a lawyerforus.com.
You don't get to be the league's all-time leading rusher without feeling some pain.
Pro Football legend Emmitt Smith knows joint pain, and he also knows the old treatments aren't the only treatments. Today, there's a natural alternative to drugs and surgery. It's biologic therapies from QC Kinetics.
I'm talking regenerative solutions that encourage your body to heal and repair itself.
Do you have pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, lower back? Want to get your life back? The local medical professionals at QC Kinetics can help.
Call to learn more about this exciting natural way to deal with chronic joint pain.
Don't put it off. Call QC Kinetics. Restorative regenerative solutions with no downtime and lasting results.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love. There's a new natural solution that patients are raving about.
QC Kinetics.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics, 571-0318.
Jason Minix here for Garageization. You've heard me tell you about their shelving, overhead racks, and storage systems to make your garage functional for the entire family. If you have issues with your garage, call 210-664-4494. Have them come out and give you a free consultation. Garageization couldn't be a better choice. A veteran family-owned and operated business for more than a decade. Give them a call at 210-664-4494 or go to the website garageorganizationsanantonio.com.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
We bleed San Antonio sports. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Welcome aboard.
What up?
Let's do some house cleaning. High school football continues this week. Our game of the week, powered by Hill Electric. We'll have Jason and Kevin Brock on the call as the Lee, that's L capital E Volunteers, take on the Churchill Chargers. Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff just a little after 7 o'clock. Coming live from the GPS of Texas broadcast booth. We got you Friday Night Lights covered. And I'll tell you, football fans across Central and South Texas, if you're looking for scores, you want to keep up with all your schoolboy activities, 210varsity.com, a website we have control of. We author it, and it's sponsored by San Antonio Express News, but all the scores you need. I know it's hard to come by some nights. You're looking for the scores, trying to find out what district rivals are doing. One place to go. That's 210varsity.com. Our Friday Nights coverage is always brought to you by TSAOG Orthopedics, Smoky Moe's Barbecue, Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, Stevens Roofing, and Central Builders. Go get your pro football pick'ems contests in for your weekly. Go get some Pinkerton's barbecue or some mellow mushroom.
Buddy.
Big score, beer festival. Things are rounding into form around San Antonio. We're waiting on Sean Rhyme. I guess it's busy news day.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about the power rankings because it seems like I ain't just a Cowboy hater. It seems like the ESPN Power Rankings came out and they got Cowboys way down at 6.
Well, it's hard to argue with what they have.
First of all, they don't know everything, and they're wrong. They've been wrong. We'll be wrong.
But respect. First of all, Buffalo. Shoot, I have no problem with Buffalo being number one team.
Okay.
After what I saw, even with the loss, that's very good. Arizona,
number 2.
Number 2. I think the Rams win. That's a power win enough to I will give them credit just because they're undefeated. Now is when you get into the questions. You start getting into
like what?
Where exactly
they got the Rams at 3?
The Rams at 3, respect, but they did go down to an undefeated team in the Arizona Cardinals. So I think when I stack, because when I start going, okay, scoreboard with your record, scoreboard with Buffalo, I saw them dismantle pants the Kansas City Chiefs, who they exposed the problems that Kansas City is dealing with. Then you start dealing with position groups. We'll dive into it quickly, but When Sean Reimer walks in, I thought he
What
was
up,
wearing,
Sean?
I thought you had a Run DMC t-shirt
I thought that
on
said
there for
Run
a second,
DMC too.
I was about to throw him.
You're about to become my best friend. Did we just become best friends?
I think we might have.
But it says Runaway.
Yeah, it's from Monty Python.
Runaway. It is a rabbit.
It's Monty Python and the Holy Grail. One of my favorite movies.
Monty
It's Killer
Python
Rabbit.
fan.
It's a killer rabbit. So you
Look
run
at
away
the
from a killer rabbit.
bones. Look at the bones.
Yeah.
See, there are some of us that were my humor, how I look at the world, was shaped by Monty Python in the late 70s.
Well, people either love Monty Python or hate Monty Python. And I love Monty Python.
What is he? Comedian?
Well, Monty Python is a comedic troupe.
Yeah. Back in the
I don't
60s,
know Monty
70s.
Python.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Okay.
And they had several movies. The Life of Brian after the
It was a
original
TV show. Yeah. And it was bizarre humor.
British humor. John Cleese.
Oh, it's British.
Oh yeah, very, very, very
That
British.
makes everything
And you could
more
only
funny
watch it on PBS in the day. You had
Back in the day.
You could only find it there.
Yeah, and I loved it. And my wife hates it. She just hates it.
I'm curious. So I'm always curious about people's humor. Do you find Pink Panther Peter Sellers funny?
Oh, I love those movies.
Okay.
My
so
dad loved those movies too. Those are great movies.
There's a particular type of humor that I think is lost.
Yeah,
That kind of
it's
went
kind
away
of a
with all that.
slapstick mixed with, just weird crap.
What's going on in the outside world today?
We're waiting on Shatner to go into space.
Oh, that's right. So the wind delayed him yesterday.
Right.
Are you astounded that he's 90? Well, how old is he? 91?
He's 90.
90
And
years
William
old.
Shatner's
He looks
90.
He's
great.
90. And we watched him getting into the capsule, and he looked terrified.
He looks scared.
I've
Well,
seen
you
him
might
interview-
blow up.
He might blow up.
I mean, it's not safe getting in a rocket.
No.
I mean, the whole thing takes 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's not a long trip.
It don't take but
I mean, you can
14 seconds to die, though.
Well, I mean, it's not a long-term kind of. I mean, you
They're
get
not
more
going to
scared on
space
a
for a few
roller coaster when you're waiting everybody else
But I
just to
think
snap in.
the takeoff is the scariest part. Once you're up there,
Yeah.
that's easy peasy. It's the takeoff when all the fire's around.
Well, as my father, who is a former Air Force fighter pilot, used to say, it's not the acceleration that gets you, it's the sudden deceleration.
It's the hard stuff.
It's the hard stop. He is Sean Rima,
My man,
the
see you in
hard
a few.
stop here, but the beginning just around the corner. He's over on KTSA, or has been with Trey Ware, and he will be with Rudy J about 10:15 for Rudy's stop by on the real world circuit.
It's like a our thing with Ryman, my thing with him is kind of like our COVID birthday parties. They're drive-bys.
That's true.
You honk, you leave a gift, and you keep it moving. That's what our segments are with Rima and me over there with
What
him.
did y'all talk about yesterday? Do you have any memory? It's kind of like yesterday's
Yes.
lunch. What
He
what
wanted
did
to
you dive
know.
into?
He wanted to know how I felt about Superman's son being the new DC being gay,
What?
bisexual. I'm sorry.
So the new Superman's in the Marvel? Oh no, he's not. That's DC.
He's
That's DC.
but it's his son.
Really?
He's gonna have a son that's bisexual, and he wanted to know my thoughts, and I distanced.
Just stepped away from
It's
that.
like we spent all day talking about Gruden, and then he throws that at me. I was like, true. I was like Mayweather, Rob. I was like, oh, I get it. Oh yeah. Whew.
Do you remember on
I was
Saturday Night
slipping those
Live?
punches.
It was back probably 25 years ago. They used to have the Saturday Night Live shorts. It was a little cartoon,
No,
and they did the little cartoon about the ambiguously gay duo of Ace and Gary, the superheroes.
no clue.
I recommend Googling that.
Okay.
That's what came to mind when we were talking about Superman.
Yeah, I was like Superman's. So at first, like it was teased on the internet as Superman is now bisexual, but when you look into it, it's his son.
Why not, man?
I don't have a problem with it. Just like I told Rima, I have no problem with it.
An ever expanding universe. You need to
we-
find your
we're
own personal
inclusions with everyone.
superhero. Go
I didn't
find
even
one.
know Superman had a son.
Well, that's the other thing.
I didn't either. I guess him and Lois had a.
Is this out of wedlock?
I would guess it's Lois's son.
I can't
Right, it
imagine.
has to be Lois's baby, right?
For those of you that follow the DC,
Right, no
universe,
problems here.
Who is
all for it.
Superman? What's his name?
I don't know. It's just been teased online everywhere, and we have to be inclusive to all walks of life. So
I
I'm
owe
good.
Karl a break. We are very late, aren't we?
Are we?
Are we late or are we early? I'm
Oh no,
discombobulated. Did we leave and come back in time for
Oh
Sean? or did I
yeah, we
hold it?
came back.
Oh,
So
good.
we're talking about the Rambler
power.
3.
The Rams legit. When you stack position groups, it's easy. You got Aaron Donald on the defensive line. You got Jalen Ramsey on the defensive backfield. You got an offense that is clicking on every cylinder. It seems like every time I turn on the Rams, there's another wide receiver I didn't realize they had.
Deshaun Jackson, Wood, and Cup.
Legit. Respect. Number 3. I have no problem with that.
Okay. 4 is the Tampa Bay Bucks.
See, there's something up with Tampa.
Here he goes.
I know, but look at what they did. So they travel up to New England, and of course, it was going to be a win from Brady, but they didn't look very good.
They didn't look awesome.
They didn't look great, but they did win. Now Miami is
Miami is trash.
Is a dumpster
Miami
fire.
is trash. You could say it. There's nothing wrong with that. Miami Dolphins are trash.
An utter collapse. What is happening there? I mean, there's other issues that we've addressed with Miami. Make the deal. Go get Deshaun Watson. Texans, you need the talent. Miami, you need Deshaun. Go get it taken care of. But it seems Brian Flores is going to have to get fired before anything happens. So I will give Tampa is to be the man. You got to beat the man.
Well,
so I mean, Tampa's still respect, but I will.
Who was Tampa?
Tampa's to donuts. They
ugly.
will not be back in the Super Bowl. There's something missing. It just feels like they're ripe for the fall, and we haven't seen
feeling, or do you see it?
No, I don't. Well, I do see the defense. I see the desperation at the corner, at the edge. Richard Sherman is thrust into starting 2 weeks.
That was desperate.
They have had some injuries. But I remember this time last year, I was looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were winning. What did they get to 9-0, 8-0? I mean, they won a lot of football games.
10, 11,
but you could just look at them and go, there's something missing. Yeah, they're winning games, but it doesn't feel like this is a total team. They're surviving. They're not improving.
Right.
And I think Tampa falls into that. Now, do you discount what Brady can do? No. But
yeah.
So I think they legit needs to be where they are. But that of the top 5 or 6 teams, of which the Cowboys are part, that's the team that I do expect to see something happen to before the actual playoffs go. Green Bay, Dallas.
Green Bay is 5, Dallas is 6. So they have these power rankings. They have the Cowboys 1 lower than RJ Ochoa, blogging the boys. RJ Ochoa had them ranked. RJ Ochoa had them 4. ESPN rankings had them 5th in the NFC. They have them behind the Cardinals, the Rams, Green Bay, and Tampa. They have them as the 5th best in the NFC. Even I think that's a little low, but you can make strong cases for all the 4 teams ahead of them.
Green Bay.
What do you think of Green Bay? Are you scared of Are you scared to go to Lambeau in January?
No. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm not. I'll tell you why, and it has nothing to do with anything other than the running game that the Cowboys can offer. I think that Cowboys are showing us what playoff football is going to look like with them, especially if they have to travel to Green Bay.
Well, Green Bay might have to come to them. Depends on the records. Well, you never know.
And this is a team that built 2 things. That they can throw the ball with them, but this is a running team. The
Green
Cowboys,
Bay just struggled with Cincy. I don't know if that's I'm not trying to disrespect Cincy, and it's any given Sunday, but they did just barely beat Cincy.
And Cincy's feeling themselves, too. I mean, they had a nice win against Jacksonville. They fought hard. Jamar Chase is a tough cover. They're running the ball good. Cincy's not bad.
Okay.
But they shouldn't have struggled, though. I mean, Green Bay should have put them to bed quicker. But with Aaron Jones running the way he is, and we got Aaron finding his depth and doing everything he can, it'll rely on their defense. If it was non-biased, which, of course, any of my opinions are going to be a bit biased, I can see why you would put the Packers ahead just because of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the separator is that. I think the Cowboys' offensive line is better. I think their running game is a little bit better. I think they have more weapons at wide receiver. I think the defensive backs, obviously by the turnovers, the defensive line, Randy Gregory is playing so well, he's going to have to get paid next year. And that's with the absence of DeMarcus.
Just so we're clear, though, the one team that I will throw a little shade at is Arizona. I'm giving Arizona the benefit of the doubt because they're undefeated, but they don't scare me. I'm not scared. If I'm Green Bay, if I'm Tampa, if I'm the Rams, if I'm the Cowboys, I'm not like, oh my God, we got to play the Cardinals.
Well, we'll find out. Don't we have them on the schedule? Yeah, January the 2nd. Cardinals are coming to Cowboy land. So by that
point, not a bad game to go to.
Oh, right at the precipice of the playoffs, we got an undefeated team sitting right now. That'll play a huge role in the NFC playoff standings,
especially home field.
I'm not afraid of the Cardinals, but I am afraid of Kyler. I mean,
afraid of Mighty Mouse.
I got a scheme for him
and D-Hop, but I mean, you got Diggs.
No, very few players across the NFL do I go, if I stop that guy, we win.
Right.
You go in against Arizona, you stop Kyler, you bracket him, do something, you win. You stop Aaron Rodgers, you bracket him, you win against Green Bay. I mean, it's just kind of a given. Super Bowl teams, you can't just do that. And I think that's going to be the separation. But Arizona, I have a feeling they're creeping up on a lot of teams, and they're better than.
Yeah, they have some good wins.
Chandler Hutchinson did go on the COVID protocol.
Chandler Jones.
Yes. Did Tanner Jones go on it, or did I misread?
No, that was Jones.
Jones is on the protocols.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chandler Hutchinson was a Spur for a couple weeks.
Name fell out of my brain. But Chandler Jones did test positive. So
Chandler Jones is positive. So I don't know who else is, but I know he is.
That might be worthy of looking at when we look at the lines on Thursday with Barry Barger from BetUS.com. Coming off an undefeated weekend. Hey, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, you went through.
I wrapped a parlay.
Got you a little bit of money.
I'll
Got you a little bit of money
into the window because it doesn't happen very often. Hey, we'll clean up what we did wrong. Look forward to a full day of the sports world and put a bow on this show coming up next. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. That is Karl Schoening, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Procrastination ruins the nation. Don't be like me. I waited a few years, probably 10 years too long to get my Z LASIK done. And I don't want you to do that. I want you to take advantage of it right now. And if you use my name, Rudy, they'll get you a special discount. Don't wait any longer. Don't compromise your only set of eyes. Need you to call 354-2020. Tell them, hey, Rudy, I need that special discount. They'll bring you in for consultation, check you out, see, hey, you qualify or you don't qualify. But if you don't, there's no need to panic, no need to get in the grumpy mood, because they have other procedures where they can get you out of those contacts, get you out of those glasses, especially now with me getting up at 4:30 in the morning. The last thing I want to be doing is rustling and tussling with contacts. I just get to get up, roll out of bed, throw my drops in, and I'm out of the door. I've been missing that convenience in my life for way too long, and I don't want you to do that. Manrique Custom Vision, this procedure was super quick, super easy, made me feel like family. I'm more than pleased with it. Like I say, today makes exactly 3 weeks. Up to this point, I've had zero complications, other than the fact that I'm just still trying to get over the fact that, like, when you've been wearing glass and contacts as long as I have, it takes a while to be like, whoa, damn, I can see, and realize, like, I'm not even wearing contacts. So call 354-2020. Schedule your consultation today. Don't compromise your only set of eyes. That's Manrique Custom Vision.
Score $1,000 now. Enter the winning keyword, Cowboys. COWBOYS. Cowboys at sasportstar.com. Good luck from San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Texas Cheer Liquor, your one-stop shop for beer, liquor, wine, and cigars. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with specials and tastings. 4 locations, 2 on Petranco, 1 past 211, 1 in 90 in Montgomery, and the all-new Texas Cheer Liquor next to Walmart, Palo Alto Road, Suite 101.
O'Reilly. Syntec is back and better than ever at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is a premium full synthetic motor oil option at an affordable price. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec full synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $31.99. Syntec is formulated for today's engines to minimize friction, heat, and wear. Try Syntec today exclusively at
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Joel, don't you just love Halloween?
It's okay, but I do like your troll costume.
I'm not wearing a costume.
I know, frightening.
Where's your sense of fun? Halloween is about candy, trick-or-treating, and the evil laughs that go, "Whoa."
Boo! Here's your paycheck.
Now that's scary.
Folks, if your home's AC starts making those witching sounds or the pipes in your wall start moaning and clanging like ghosts having a party, call Quarter Moon at 651-5899, and we'll send our team of highly trained
Ghostbusters!
I was gonna say technicians.
I ain't afraid of no clogs.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899.
Nigel, just like I tell my kids, always check the candy before you eat it.
Joel, look, I've got a costume for you too.
That's a giant bolt.
Exactly. Joel Frederickstein. Get it? Frederickstein. Whoa, your face looks creepy mad. That's the spirit.
Quarter Moon Plumbing and AC, 651-5899. License number M13229 TACLA 000743458.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Saturday afternoons mean one thing: college football.
Oh my God!
Hear games from all Power 5 conferences all season long, every Saturday from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This is Karl Schoening on your home for Texas Rangers baseball. San Antonio's Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
R&R in the morning. How's the weather? I haven't had a chance to look out the weather window. It's raining on me this morning. I hear it's going to rain all day.
I got by my meteorize 79, cloudy, high 88. Supposed to rain at sometime today. I don't know. What's up?
It looked pretty nice when I was walking by a window.
Good. It was a little damp this morning. I just want it to go away. I'm ready for the cool weather. Tonight's a big night in the U.S. men's national team.
Man.
They're taking on the Costa Ricans.
In Columbus.
They're pretty good at Columbus. They've played more home friendlies or World Cup types there at Columbus than any other place, and have had a pretty good record. But they've got 3 straight over the Costa Ricans. This is a must-win. The fact that we're here tells us.
I don't even know what must-win means when they still have so many qualifying games left. Are we just saying this is a must-win just because we just lost to Panama, or is it like legit must-win? Like, I don't get how World Cup qualifying breaks down. Maybe one of our soccer heads will chime in on the Facebook Live, because we still have more qualifying games left. So how is this a must-win? I'm confused.
Rudy, I was looking at the qualifying for World Cup, and it is like a math algorithm.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
They're in some sort of octagonal box and winnings, and it is a very
Talk
strange.
to me when they're eliminated or they're qualified. I'd rather have it like that instead of. But if they're saying it's a must-win, it must be a must-win.
Well, after you go down swinging to Panama, I think anything would be considered a must-win.
You ever been to Costa Rica?
I have not, but I hear it's the hot place to be.
I've heard it's pretty cool. I had a buddy who went recently. I think he went for like someone's bachelor party. Said it was fun.
Don't forget, we have cash contest all day long. Tickets to be given away. Jason Minix with the Blitz at 4 o'clock. Halftime will get going. We don't have Major League Baseball tonight, but I do want to prop up something that we will have. Jimbo Fisher will be live tonight at 8 o'clock for the Texas A&M football coaches show. It'll be his first opportunity to speak live and take phone calls from San Antonians. I'll be live at 8 o'clock here, right on San Antonio Sports Star. We're home to the Jimbo Fisher show. And he's been making the rounds, bitten all over the place. Although I heard earlier today that they lost a big recruit to OU today.
Oh, really?
If you didn't get him after last week's win, you never had him. That was my thought.
How many recruits y'all have on the sidelines the other night?
I don't know. I hope there was a lot. I had heard that Texas had brought like 50.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. OU weekend.
It was quite a few, and that was like eek. Iowa's atmosphere, 12th man atmosphere. This past Saturday. What was more? Oh my gosh.
Because it was A&M. No,
it was
Iowa. I mean, they were favored. I mean, they thought they were going to win. I mean, everybody else thought they were going to win. They didn't.
Yeah.
But it was a great atmosphere.
Sure? It was shaking in there.
It was crazy. It was crazy, but
those white towels and the 12th man.
But they
had people crying.
Oh,
you had the kicker's girlfriend crying in the stands. I get it, kick it.
And now all the T-shirts are out.
Which was
all of them. I mean, they got the scoreboard and all the Jimbo quote about getting their ass or something like that. I mean, this will live on forever.
Which way? I'm interested to see which way the season goes for the Aggies and the Horns. Do the Aggies say, okay, fine, we realize we are that good? Or do you say, do you take an exhale and take your foot off the gas?
Oklahoma State is no joke.
And then with the Longhorns, do you bounce back?
Oklahoma State for Texas. This is no joke. Gundy's can coach. This is a good Oklahoma State football team that has been forgotten about. They're a top 20 team.
Bijan will have 200. They'll win.
Texas is going to have to right the ship, but Gundy, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. There's a 40% chance there that Oklahoma State rolls in and Texas licking their wounds and feeling good about themselves at the same time, not realizing there's a reason you lost is you give up too many yards deep, and Gundy will throw the ball. I mean, their weakness will be capitalized. I think they can do it because they're at home, but it ain't going to be easy. And I'm going to Missouri. Not quite as difficult. Missouri's not the same program that Oklahoma State is, but Missouri has the series. The last time they played, Missouri beat them. Now, granted,
that was like 3-4 years ago.
Like 7 years ago. I think
Who was even the quarterback at that time?
It was a Sumlin team, I do believe.
Sumlin's still coaching?
No, he is not around.
He doesn't even have a little job right now.
He probably is consulting, still getting paid.
Probably someone's OC. That's where he made his name as an OC. Let me see. Oklahoma State, they are 2-0 in conference, 5-0 overall.
I'm telling you.
Ranked 12th.
Texas fan, this isn't going to be easy. Everybody overlooks Oklahoma State. They've been very quiet and very, very quietly winning.
Yeah.
And Gundy knows how to paint the picture the world is against us. So I think it's going to be a good football game. And if they do win, I don't think Texas will get the credit they deserve for beating an Oklahoma State team that is primed and ready. And
they're ranked 12th. That's a good win if UT can pull that off.
Home or away.
Right.
Spurs are 1 week away from the seasons begin tonight. Spurs fans, this is your opportunity. Go free.
Yeah.
It is a silver and black scrimmage. It's always a blast. It's always free. Get there early, get your back cards, get in there and watch.
That's right. Don't forget that.
Yeah, get in there and watch the thing about it is truly kind of a very intimate experience. I mean, it's an important practice, but players are showing off for their fans. So it's always a fun time. Head down there and watch it. I think Karl will be out there tonight.
Pretty sure I will be.
And the whole broadcast crew, they're going to shake off all the cobwebs and get everything going. Are we going to have the full-on broadcast this evening?
They'll have a casual live stream that I believe my dad will at least be hosting a couple episodes on. It'll be on their Facebook, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds
Michelle
good.
Beadle will be there, as far as I know. I think Sean might make an appearance.
Sean.
Publio will always be on there. Sean Elliott.
Our Sean.
Oh.
So go out and watch your Spurs. Don't forget, buy your tickets for UTSA. 5 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Rice coming to town. It's homecoming. This is a 6-0 bowl. Well, they're headed to a bowl, not bowl eligible.
Yeah, they're bowl.
They're going
to a bowl.
More than eligible they are.
Homecoming this week, baby.
Go Astros.
I'm in the building.
Astros are maintaining, baby. Heading to the series. Well, at least the AL series. Taking on the Sox. We'll talk a lot about that at halftime. I'm sure Minix will be coast to coast and front to back with Astros as dynasty in the works here. We can't say it yet. They got to win another.
They got to win another.
They got to win another.
All
But
right.
5 consecutive. Certainly worthy of mention. Hey, Rudy and I are going to head back and look at the film. Practice hard. Karl's going to coach us. We're going to come back better tomorrow. You guys stay dry, stay safe. Thanks for hanging with us. This has been R&R in the Morning.
The college football tradition lives here with in-depth analysis and breakdowns from our team during the week of the Aggies. The Longhorns,